Wednesday and Thursday, we will be live with each other. I'm going to be giving you guys 10 to 15 hours, depending on the level of time that I have and what kind of appointments I set up during this challenge. I will be giving you between 10 and 15 hours of amazing, amazing training. I do have a couple of guests coming in over the next couple of days that are my friends that have cool things going on. Like today, I've got The Muscle. If you guys know The Muscle from TV fame, the Diesel brothers. He is going to be coming in and talking about a cool event he has going on and some cool things he's doing different maybe in his business. I'm going to chat with him for 15, 20 minutes. And I'm going to see if I can convince this man to give you guys some tickets to his event that he has going on. It's like 7,500 people go to this event. It's insane. It's probably the coolest event that I've ever spoken at. We should have him coming in here in the next 20 to 30 minutes. But let's get started right out of the gate. My name is Pace Morby. For those of you guys that are new to me, I buy real estate, I buy businesses, I buy vehicles, airplanes, all sorts of things without a bank, without credit, and without any money out of my own pocket. Let's talk about a couple of deals that I'm actively working on right now. I have a single family house that we're going to take you guys through the entire journey over the next couple of days and talk about what I can do with these types of properties. Those of you guys are probably tuning in or wondering, I could probably wholesale, I could fix and flip, and I can also build a portfolio of passive income. Yep, we can do all of those three things. But some of you guys also are probably thinking, I want to do Section 8, I want to do Airbnb, I want to do co-living, I want to do some sober living, some assisted living. I want to do all sorts of different types of asset types. So let's talk about that in the side chat. What are you guys wanting to learn specifically this week? What do you guys want to learn? Do you guys want to learn, how do I go get an Airbnb, Pace? How do I get an RV park? How do I do more wholesaling? How do I do more co-living? Okay, multifamily, Section 8. Hi, everybody's saying hi, Pace, yes. Okay, a lot of multifamily, interesting, a lot of multifamily. Okay, passive income, Anthony says. Fix and flip, Airbnb. I want all of these things. And then you guys flood the side chat with your silly AI bots. Like your AI bots are going to do anything for you. Get out of here with those note takers. Guess what the one thing a note taker and an AI is never going to do? They're never going to do a real estate transaction for you. Real estate is a very heavy person-to-person business, and it will never change, ever. Okay, self-storage, actionable. Okay, cool. Somebody says actionable. Jerry Muscadin says actionable, Pace. Cool. Let me bring up Jerry for a minute as we have more and more people trickling in. Jerry Muscadin. I definitely am saying that incorrectly. Jerry, how you doing, man? I hope that we get really actionable with you. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Pace. It's good to see you, man. Thank you for what you do and everything you create for people.
No problem, brother. I'm going to teach you guys a couple of cool things, okay? So here's what we're going to do. I've got a lead. Jerry, you hang out with me for the next couple of minutes. I'm going to teach you where a lead came from that I'm going to actually go to the appointment tonight. I'm actually going to record the entire appointment. Literally, okay. I'm going to take my cell phone and I'm going to record the entire appointment. I already have permission from the seller and the real estate agent. I'm going to record the entire appointment of me walking through the contract and the paperwork, exactly what I say, what questions they ask, on a deal where the sellers are literally handing me the keys to their house with no money out of my pocket. Would that be valuable for you?
Yes, indeed. It will be.
Okay. So everybody in here, I got 1,000 people in the Zoom today. Today is Monday, May 18th. Here's what I'm going to be doing. In the first 3 minutes of tomorrow, which means you got to show up on time. The first 3 minutes of tomorrow, I'm going to give you guys, anybody that shows up in the first 3 minutes, I will give you the recording. Let me tell you where this lead came from and how you can generate these types of leads as well. Tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, I'm going to walk through how to set appointments with people like me and do deals just like me, and we're going to show you in real time. This is going to be a very actionable, heavy-duty training over the next 4 days. If you walk out of this in the next 2 days and don't go, man, I learned more from Pace than anybody I ever paid in my entire life, and this dude just gave it to me for free, then I failed. Okay, that is my promise to you that you're going to get that. Daniel says, why not today? You know, Daniel, I don't know. Probably because you guys are wild. I don't know. Because you guys trickle in late. That's the problem. We're 7 minutes in and 100 people just joined in the last 2 minutes. That's why. I have to wait for people to join because then what happens is people ask questions. Yeah, Myron says, yo, I just got here. Myron, I've done deals with Myron. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Let me show you some cool things, okay? Jerry, you're going to stick with me for a couple minutes?
Yes, I'll be here all the way.
Okay, so I've got a lead right now, and it's in a city called Santan Valley. Okay, let's talk about what this lead is. Well, it's a single family property, which I could do a lot of things with single family properties. Where did this lead come from and why is this even a lead in the first place? The first thing about single families, I could do 1,000 things, right? I could do Section 8. I could do Airbnb. I could do sober living and about 100 other things. The house itself is going to determine the strategy for me. And I'm going to walk you through how to determine that over the next couple of days. But more importantly, I'm going to show you how to generate these leads. Okay. Dylan says, how do we learn? Guys, I'm going to pause this. Let's do it. Let's set some expectations. Guys, can you do me a favor over the next 4 days that you should only ask questions based on what I'm currently teaching? Can we get a commitment there that instead of
100%.
asking questions that have nothing to do with the training, I like the side chat. I enjoy the vibes of the side chat. I enjoy hanging out with you guys. But when you guys come in here all wild on a training I planned, and then you ask a question that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about over the next 4 days, you, sir, are the problem. And people, oh, Pace deviated. Let's not deviate. Stick with me. If I say something and you have a question about the something I asked, then by all means. But if I'm talking about where a lead came from, and then you go, how do I determine what the value of a multifamily property is? Is that even remotely close to what we're trying to train in here over the next 4 days?
No.
Okay. Can I get everybody's commitment for the next 4 days that we stay on target, and you guys yell at the people in the side chat that are not staying on target so I don't have to? Can I get 1,200 people's commitment? Okay, very cool. All right, so let's go back to this. I like the side chat. Don't tell me to turn it off. I like the side chat, please. All right, so this is Santan Valley. This is Arizona. It's a single family property. I'm going to tell you guys where I got this. I'm actually, Jerry, going to show you where I generated it, okay? So it's a single family property. I got this lead from a real estate agent. How did I find the real estate agent, and how did I determine this was actually something that I wanted to create? I want to create leads. Okay. I don't want leads landing in my lap. Write that down. If your cousin, your brother, your coworker, your uncle, anybody tells you, hey, I have a house I want to sell, that is not a lead. That is not a lead for you. I've never done a deal with a family member. Never. I've never done a deal with anybody I know in real life. Unless I've met them through real estate, I've never done a deal with just somebody at my church. Can I get a yes? We understand that. Please, for the love of mercy, do not come to me and say, hey, so my coworker at lunch was like, I'm selling my house. Guys, tell him to sell it with a real estate agent. It doesn't make any sense. Now, why is that? Here's why. We're going to show you very actionable, Jerry, very actionable stuff here right out of the gate. And then I've got a guest coming up here in about 20 minutes. Okay. People waste my time so much with their family and like, oh, man, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not a conflict. It's just they don't have any pain, Kay Lewis. They have no pain. They should sell with a real estate agent. They have no pain. How can I help them if they have no pain? I only can help people that have pain. Okay? If I'm a mechanic, am I looking for people that just bought a brand new car? Yes or no? No. Okay. Do you understand this? I'm not looking for a client that doesn't have a problem that I can solve. So let's create problems and create opportunities. Here's what we're going to do. Jerry, you following me right now? You hanging out with me?
Yes, I'm all the way.
Okay. Watch this, Jerry. I'm showing you right now, actionable things right now. Go to a website called Deal Sauce. There are free ones. There's another one called propwire.com that's completely free. You could go there. I don't like using PropWire because I am used to Deal Sauce. Deal Sauce costs money, so don't use it if you're cheapskate, okay? Here's what I do. I go to property search. I go down to residential. I like Maricopa County. Why? Because I live there, okay? You don't need any more reason besides that. So everybody, your market, you should be thinking about this entire 4 days should be what city? Put it in the side chat. What city should you be thinking about, Jerry?
Orlando, Florida.
Okay, so only Orlando, Florida should be in your mind. Where you live is your market. Can I get a yes in the side chat, and give me your city in the side chat? You are only thinking about your city. Okay, you are only thinking about your city. So I live in Maricopa County in the wintertime. I live in Montana in the summertime. I'll show you both places have the same types of leads. So watch this. Maricopa County is Phoenix, Arizona. It's a big, broad area. I'm going to click on Maricopa County. It's going to pull a big old freaking list. Jerry, my friend, can you see my screen right now?
Yes, I can.
How many leads are in the upper right-hand corner? It shows it right here. 1 point what million?
Millions there.
Okay, you can't see it, can you? Because you're on your phone like a knucklehead.
Nope, I'm on my, I promise, I heard you followed. I'm on my computer.
Okay, so how many leads is this pulling right now?
It's just very small. Give me a second. I'm looking.
Okay, I'll tell you. It's 1.4 million opportunities in Maricopa County. Guys, is that
Yep.
enough opportunity or too much?
That's pretty good.
It's actually too much. We don't want that much. We want less than 100. Okay. You newbies can't handle even 10, let alone 100. So let's go to this little filter right here. See this little thing? Jerry, is this actionable, by the way?
It is actionable. I'm loving it. I'm taking
Okay.
notes.
So watch this, bro. Stick with me. See this little filter button? I don't want 1.4 million. I want less. Let's go to the less. All right. So let's go here. I know that if they're actively listed, that they're actually wanting to sell currently right now. So how about we take the 1.4 million and take it back down to this 19,000? What do I got to do, Jerry, to get it down to the 19,000? What button do I got to click?
Click on that active button.
Okay, check it out. Now it goes down to 19,000. I just filtered out 1.3 plus million opportunities, didn't I?
You sure did.
Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to people that are low equity. 2,343. So that means 2,343 people are actively listed, meaning that they're represented by a real estate agent actively on the market. And 2,343 of them have no equity. I'll talk about that a little bit later today. Ooh, I'm going to click on pre-foreclosures. So you're telling me that there's 77 people that are trying to sell their property, have low equity, and are actively going to potentially lose their property. Do you think that that person's a little bit better than the guy I ran into at the lunchroom at my 9-to-5 job, Jerry?
100%. That's a lot of pain.
Okay. Do you see why people waste my time by sending me things in the DMs like, Pace, I found this on Zillow. It's my cousin who I go to church with. He just listed. I'm wondering if this is a good deal for you. Nope.
No. No pain, no gain.
Have we just given you some tactical, practical, actionable things to show you right now? Yes or no?
Yes, you did.
In 14 minutes, I hopefully just taught people, 1,300 people, to never go and waste your time looking on Zillow for an investment property. That's not where we find investment properties. We find investment properties by finding pain and finding the story that goes along with that pain. Okay. Mike Flanagan says, is there a reason you like low equity for these deals? Yeah, sure. Let's bring up Mike Flanagan. I have a guest coming up here in 16 minutes. So hopefully I can teach this in the next 16 minutes. Mike Flanagan, how you doing? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Mike, have you ever bought a property before?
I have not, no.
Okay, so I just want to point something out to everybody in here. Nobody has ever bought a property in their life that has equity in the property. I'm just going to pause for a second and let you sit there for a second. You've never bought a property in your entire life. Why? No, you haven't. No, you haven't. If you are the market, you are the highest bidder for that property on the planet. You are the only person willing to pay that property. That is the highest value that that property can go for. You, every single family that buys a house to move into, how much equity are they moving into a house with?
None.
Negative 5% or 7% of the purchase price, because they have not only they pay full retail value, right? On the market. They go on the market and they're paying full retail value. The highest possible price that that house can go for is going to that family owner. Oh, I got a good price on it. No, you didn't. You got a price for it, but you are the only one willing to pay that price, which means you are the highest offer on the planet. There's nobody willing to pay more than you. Therefore, there's no equity.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, Pace, I put 20% down. Okay, so you took 20% of your retirement account and you think that's equity? No. Equity is when the value of the property rises based on what you bought it for. That is not equity. That's savings money that you just reallocated into a house. That is not equity. Putting 10% down or 20% down? Edward says, I've never thought about it that way. It's the only way to think about it. You just were taught wrong. Okay, Roy Dillon says, I bought my house with 24% equity. No, you didn't. Equity is what you get if you resold the house tomorrow and everything's paid off, all your money's put back into your retirement account, and whatever's left over in your pocket is your equity. You were the highest and best offer on the planet for that deal. Nobody else bought that deal. You have no equity in that deal. There's no other better buyer for you than you, okay? Chris says, what about when the home appraises higher? Guys, tell the appraiser to buy the house. Do you know how many real estate agents here? Where are my real estate agents? Say me in the side chat. Where are my real estate agents in the side chat that you know every appraisal that you've ever seen is 100% wrong? Give me a me or a yes in the side chat. If you're an agent that you've seen thousands of appraisers that are wrong, incorrect, and they wouldn't even buy the house at whatever they sold it for. Okay. Don't believe appraisers. If the appraisal was correct, the appraiser would buy the house. They ain't going to buy the house. You know how many people come to me and go, Pace, my appraisal is at $4 million, but I'll sell it to you for $3 million. That happens all the time. Okay. All right. Do we understand that?
Yes.
Okay. So there is no such thing as real equity when you buy a property. You have to create equity by adding value or waiting time. That's how you create equity. You don't buy into equity. You create equity by renovating the property or waiting for the property to appreciate. That's where equity comes from. So if I'm a homeowner and I go and buy a $300,000 house that's on the market and I go offer them $250,000, people are like, I have $50,000 in equity because the property was listed for $300,000. Nobody was willing to buy it for $300,000. That's why you didn't buy it for $300,000. What are you talking about? The market determines the price, and you were the only market. You were the only person willing to buy that property. Okay, cool. Are we clear on this?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So let's talk about why I like low equity. Here's why I like low equity. I like low equity because when sellers try and sell their property, okay, so this house that we're currently working on and negotiating on right now, this single family house, did I show you where I found this list? Yes or no? Did I show you? And we had about 200 people just show up in the last 2 minutes.
Yes.
Did I show you where this list comes from?
Yes.
And I'm going to show you one more time. Okay. I'm going to show you one more time where this came from. Okay. For the people that just showed up in the last couple of minutes. So we're going to go back to Deal Sauce. We're going to start all the way over from scratch so we can show you guys all over again. Very simply, we're going to choose over here, property search. We're going to go down to residential. We're going to type in Maricopa County. Okay, this is where I'm at. We could do this in Orlando. You want me to do it in Orlando for you?
Sure.
Okay, cool. It works anywhere, any city, even the small little cities, okay? Orlando. Okay, Orlando. What's county?
Florida. Orange County.
Orange County, Florida. Okay, I thought it would be like Mickey Mouse Alley or something like that.
So we might as well call it like that.
It's Orange County, Florida. Got it. Okay, let's see. Where is this stupid thing? Okay, there's Orange Tree.
No, it doesn't have my county. Why is that?
Okay, there it is. Orange County. Okay, cool. So we got Orange County. It's going to pull up a massive list of 416,000 opportunities. Okay. Now, these opportunities are not going to be the ones that I want to spend my time and energy on because I like going after specific stuff. So we're going to go after the 5,155 people that are actively listed right now. Then we're going to go to the 494 people that are actively low equity. And then we're going to go after the 16 people that are in foreclosure. Now, if I don't want to go after foreclosure, I could also go after vacancy. Check this out. This is kind of a crazy thing. 26 people are actively trying to sell their house that have no equity and the house is vacant. Do you think those people actively have given up on this house and moved out of the house already? Yes or no, Jerry?
Yes, 100%.
Have I given you something actionable for the rest of your life that you never have to worry about? Where do leads come from?
Indeed.
Yeah, you're done. That question is done in your life. You're never asking that question of where do leads come from because I just showed you. It took me a couple of minutes and being redundant, but I could have shown you this in 35 seconds. Okay, why do I like low equity deals? Here's why I like low equity deals. Because the seller hands the keys over to me with no money out of my pocket. The seller will hand the keys over to me with no money out of my pocket. Do we understand why I like low equity?
Yes.
Okay, and here's how that works. I've got 9 minutes until I have a guest come up here. And in the next 9 minutes, I'm going to help you guys understand what we're going to be learning over the next couple of days. All right. So we've got a house in Santan Valley, a married couple. Okay. Married couple. They're very sweet. You know what I'll do? Here's what I'll do tonight. Carly, I made this call the other day. And if there's a way for us to go clip that call and send it to everybody tonight so they can hear the first call I ever made to the seller. This was like maybe 10 days ago or so. If we can find that call, we can send it out to everybody that is here. And then tonight, I'm actually going to the seller's house and meeting them, and I'm going to record the entire call recording. Why? Can I tell you why the seller's willing to let me record the call, Jerry? Do you want to know why?
I'm very intrigued. Yes.
It's so simple. Everything I do is so simple. I just go to the seller and I go, hey, you're going to have a lot of questions. And I want to be really, really thorough. But I think the best way to be thorough is if I record the conversation, I upload it to Dropbox, I leave you with the paperwork. And then when I leave and you have a question, you can just replay the entire appointment. It might just be something you need to hear a second time. So is it okay if I record this, I upload it to Dropbox, and I share it with you later?
Wow.
Do you see why every seller will let me record every single conversation I ever have with them?
Crazy. Yeah.
Okay, and guess what I get to do? I get to give it to you guys.
That's awesome.
Pretty freaking cool. Okay, cool. So let's go back to this appointment. I'll give you guys the first call I ever made with this agent. All right. Married couple, they're having a hard time. Husband lost his job. Okay. Husband lost his job. The payment on this beautiful home, it's a 2,500 square foot house, 4-bed, 3-bath house. This husband just lost his job and they have a payment of $3,500 a month. Do you think a married couple of just husband and wife, kids have all moved out, do you think they should be sticking around in this 2,500 square foot house, 4-bed, 3-bath when the husband just lost his job? Yes or no?
No.
No, he shouldn't. So pretty simple, right? So what do? They go and they call a real estate agent. Okay. And they list the property on the MLS, and you guys end up seeing it on Zillow. Okay. But the actual where it's been listed is MLS, and the MLS then pushes it to Zillow. That's how you guys end up seeing stuff. Okay. So what ends up happening is this real estate agent has this property listed for 100 days or more. And that is when I start calling these real estate agents and I say, hey, real estate agent, I see that your client has low equity. I see that it's been listed for 100 days or more. Would your client be interested in letting me take over the monthly payment? Okay. Now, some of you guys are going to sit here and think, well, I don't want to take over somebody's monthly payment. That sounds like a responsibility. Heck, I'm afraid of asking a girl on a date, let alone buy a property. Well, here's how that's done. You can wholesale these deals and make $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. You do not need to buy them. You could wholesale a deal like this for $10,000 to $15,000. You also can live in these freaking properties. You can freaking live in these. So some of you guys are out there renting right now or like, well, you know what? Dave Ramsey told me I should save up for 87 years and not buy coffee and maybe put a down payment on a house and do a 15-year mortgage. And meanwhile, there's 74 people in your backyard right now that are about to lose their house that would let you literally just take over their 3% rate. How many people just would be willing to buy a house and just take it over themselves? In fact, think about this. There's 1,000 things we could do with this house. We could turn it into a sober living facility. We could do Airbnb. We could do Section 8. We could do co-living with this property. But what we could also do, let's say I'm a single person. Couldn't I live in one of the rooms and rent out the other 3 and have the other 3 people cover the mortgage and I got a free house? Anybody feel like, wow, why wasn't I thinking about this? Okay. How many people are like, wait, hold on a second. Wait, we could do this? Okay, cool. So there's a lot of really cool things we can do here. Now, I originally looked for this property based on larger square footage because I do co-living, right? I buy a single family house, I rent out the rooms. And so I like having 3 bathrooms, 4 bedrooms to start with. I take the living room, I take a lot of things, and I turn this into like a 10-bedroom house. I rent out by the room. Okay, that's what one of my strategies is. But I like getting free houses. So why could I and how do I get a free house? I told you, I already pulled a list of low equity. I know what the person bought the house for. Okay, check it out. They bought the house in 2022. They have a 4% rate. It's like 3.9% rate. And the husband lost his job. They bought it in 2022, right when the interest rates started going up. So they kind of caught the very beginning of that. And they ended up buying this property for about $375,000. If they sold this house on the market, please pay attention to me. Please pay attention to me. I'm going to be bringing a special guest up here in about 5 minutes or so. So I want to get through this and anchor something down, and then we can do a little bit of Q&A. But if this person goes and lists this property with the agent, and the agent lists it for $375,000, guess what the average cost to sell a property in the United States is 10%. And you're going to say, no, it's not, Pace. Yes, it is. 3% to one agent, 3% to another agent. And then did you guys know that another about 4 to sometimes 5% of the sales price of that house is done in credits to the buyer? Let's say the buyer comes along and the buyer, where are my agents that understand this truly? You understand that usually 3 to 6% of the sales price goes in credits, lender credits, buyer concessions, all sorts of stuff. In the side chat, say yes. And so many people do not understand this. They think, oh, well, they owe 320 and they're selling it for 375. They have $55,000 in equity. No, they don't. They don't have any equity. They have zero equity. So the average cost to sell a house in the United States is about 10%. Okay. So you've got concessions, your buyer comes along and the buyer says, I want a new AC, I want a new roof, I want a new this. And the seller has to take that out of their sales price to accommodate that. Okay. That is also included on this. And guess who has to pay for all of this? The seller does. So the seller tries to sell this and they sell it for $375. Let's say they get an offer at $375. They just paid $37,500 to all of this crap right here. Okay. So what does that mean? That means that if they owe the bank, let's do a little test in the side chat. If they owe the bank $350,000, if they owe the bank $350,000, how much equity do they have? They sold the property for $375 and they owe the bank $350. How much equity do they have? Joseph Garcia, you guys are so wild. They have no equity. Do you guys see how people are so messed up on equity? You see people in the side chat that just listened to me explain this and they're saying, oh, they have $25,000 in equity. No, they don't. They have negative equity. Do you see why the seller will just hand the keys to the house over to me so they don't have to write a check to get rid of the house? Do you understand that? Yes or no? Now, I'm going to send you guys the call for this. This was a call that I made a couple of days, about 10 days ago. I called this real estate seller or this agent and I talked to the seller. We got on a group call and you'll see the video. It's not just a call. It's actually the full video. And I told the seller, I said, hey, I'm not going to give you any money. And the seller's like, no problem. When can you come pick up the keys? Literally the line she says to me. So I can buy the house. Now the question is, what do I do with the house? Okay. How do you get them to trust you? I don't know. How do you get anybody to trust you, brother? Also, guess what I don't really have to do. I don't really have to overly worry about that because these people are going to have to write a check for $12,500 to get rid of their house. Can we at least say we understand why these sellers, Jerry, are you still with me?
Oh, 100%. All the way.
Do we understand why these sellers will literally go, I don't have to write a check to have you take over the property, and why they would just hand the keys over to me?
Yeah, it makes total sense. They get more in the long run than going to deal with losing and paying all these people for nothing.
Okay, so let's go through this again, Jerry, because you and I just did this. How many houses are in Orlando right now, just this month, of people that will just hand their keys over to you right now? Look at the numbers, 26.
26.
They have no equity. They're on the market and the houses are vacant, which I think is one of the biggest pain points of all time. Now I could go to the people that are in foreclosure. I got 16 people in foreclosure.
Wow.
Bro, do you think there's some people in your town right now that would be so happy if Jerry just came along and said, let me take care of those payments?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, cool. Now the question is, what are we going to do about it? Okay, what are we going to do about it? How are we going to make money? And what we're going to be doing is we're going to talk about that after my special guest leaves. I've got an incredible human being. I call him the Muscle. He's one of the Diesel brothers from famous TV show, The Diesel Brothers. And I'm going to bring him up here today, and we're going to be talking about an event he has coming up that I'm speaking at. And I was like, dude, come on here. And I'm thinking I could maybe convince him to give a couple of people some free tickets to this event. I think he sells these tickets for like $700. Would anybody want a free ticket if I could get this gentleman, if I could get the Muscle to give you guys a couple of tickets, would you guys want a couple of free tickets? Yes or no? I'm not going to give it to everybody, but let's say I'm going to convince him to give away 20 tickets. 20 tickets. Okay. Cool. How many people know the Diesel Brothers? How many people know the Muscle? He just had a baby, by the way. You guys follow them online? Do you guys follow the Muscle? And by the way, when you stand next to him, you're like, I know why they call you the Muscle.
I love his beard. That's all.
Bro, he's freaking amazing. So let's, Carly, if you don't mind, let's bring up the muscle. If you don't mind, I'm going to just ask him a couple of questions, talk about his event, and I'm going to see if I can convince him to give up 20 tickets to people today. Keaton, what's up, brother? How you doing?
What's up, buddy? I'm doing good. How are you?
Freaking amazing. Guys, give it up for my buddy Keaton. We also call him the muscle. You got up there in Utah?
Yes, I am. What's up, guys?
You taking care of the baby?
Yes. Well, the wife's taking care of the baby. I'm doing all the other work.
And I imagine the work is getting ready for this incredible event you have going on.
Yes, it's a wild, wild ride to get this event, and we're excited, and I'm excited to have you.
Thank you, brother. I
I don't know
appreciate
how
it.
many of the guys, I don't know how many of the people on here have actually heard you speak live. He's way better live. He's way better live.
I don't tease people as much when I'm live. I actually can just go through a speech. So, muscle. What
Yeah.
are the dates of your? Actually, let me ask you this question before I can convince you to give up some tickets today.
Yeah.
Why should somebody go to an in-person event in 2026?
Man, that's such a good question. I think that's the hardest thing to tell people is that, we all know that we're the sum total of the 5 people that we spend time with, right? And a lot of people don't have the ability to be in the rooms with people like yourself. And so when I put on these events, that's kind of my purpose, is to get people to come and rub shoulders with people like Pace Morby and then listen to the messages that they have. I mean, I'm even listening to you on this call. It's like I'm over here like writing notes and going, dude, all I need to do is get new information and new education for me to ultimately become successful. And these types of events, it's people like yourself that pour into people knowledge and education, and it's live and the energy is unreal. And then they get to meet you, they get to rub shoulders with you. It's for me, it's my favorite thing.
I've found all my business partners and all my best deals in the hallways at events like yours. And the reason being is because an event like yours is usually a filter for people that are the most type of committed. They're willing to take a day off of work. They're willing to travel a couple hundred miles. They're willing to get a babysitter. They're saying, I'm super committed. I'm going to get around the energy, the ambiance, and the speakers. And I'm going to utilize that to get in the hallways and hang out with other people that are also wanting to do more with me. How many people agree in the side chat that live is way better? Like right now, we're obviously live. Today is Monday, May 18th, 3:34 in the afternoon. Keaton's up in Utah, so it's a little bit later for him, but you guys are on the East Coast. You guys are hanging out with us. It's 6:30 your guys' time. It's amazing being on a live Zoom, but there's nothing like being in the actual building where you can feel the vibration from the speakers and the energy from the audience. Keaton, who are some speakers you have coming to this event?
You know what, man? I've put a lot of time and energy into having the best of the best. That's why Pace is going to be on the stage. But, including yourself, I've got speakers like Tim Grover, Jesse Itzler, Logan Paul, Brad Lee, Bedros Killian, Heavy D, one of my good friends, Roman Atwood, Whistling Diesel, Jackie Elliott. I have some of the best speakers in the world that are going to be on the stages. And again, what's so cool about the event is it's a one-day event, and they're going to get poured into with people like yourself. And then at the end of the event, we actually host a VIP party, which of course you're familiar with because you've been to every one. And those VIP parties are they're 5 hours back at my house where it's just rubbing shoulders with people like yourself. And there's not really much to do other than network. And we're going to have some cool stuff. I've got Nelly actually coming to perform at my house, but the VIP event is it's insane because
you have Nelly.
Yeah, I got Nelly performing this year at the house.
Bro, I had to rebuy that CD because I wore it out so many times. Country Grammar, holy freaking moly!
Yeah.
Okay, so Tim Grover,
yeah.
Who the heck what does he know? Like who has he coached in the past? What does he know about coaching anybody?
He's coached Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, some of the best basketball players to ever be. He has a phenomenal book called Relentless. Tim Grover is an amazing individual, but he texted me this morning. He's like, I cannot wait to pour into your people on June 13th. And he's just stoked to be out.
I love it. So June 13th is the date?
June 13th in Salt Lake City. It's probably a lot of people have seen ads. We've been running ads for a while. There'll be about 7,500 to 10,000 people there. And it's a 1-day event. It's come and just drink from a fire hydrant from people like yourself that are so successful, and all you want to do now is share that knowledge with people to give them nuggets of things that they can do. I know your whole platform is based around investing into real estate and doing all the things that you're doing. And one of my main messages is, if you could invest as much money as you're putting out into the market into yourself, that's when you really see a lot of change in life. And that's what this event is. It's entrepreneurs, it's real estate, it's CEOs, it's janitors, anybody who wants to become a better version of themselves. They need to be at the event. And when you told me, hey, I want you to come on and talk with my people, I was like, man, I would love that opportunity, because we want to fill that arena with like-minded people.
Yeah. And you know what I love is I like having an audience that already knows who I am, so that I could jump right into the nitty gritty and the meat and the potatoes. And so I asked Keaton to come on here today and say, hey, will you let people, if you don't mind, let's do like 20 tickets. Heck, what's the average ticket selling for right now? Like, what's the value of a ticket?
So we have tickets anywhere from $97 to $3,000. And then the VIP is very, very different. The VIP, I only let 150 people come. I actually only have 23 tickets left of that. But the actual event itself, there's 10,000 seats. And so listen, I know how valuable you are. I love you. You and I have had a great relationship for a really long time. So here's what I want to do. And I've been listening to you the whole time. I want to pour into your people, and I don't do this. I haven't done this yet, but I am willing to offer a free ticket for everybody here.
What?
Every one of your people.
You are freaking joking me.
I want your whole everybody here. I want them to meet you. I want them to see you. Man, I hope that half of the arena is your people.
Bro, okay, hold on a second. I think Carly just put a link in the side chat. You must have told Carly.
So listen, this is what I want to do. Because again, dude, I want to add a ton of value. I don't want to be here to pitch to your people. They're here for you, and you know I'm here for you. I just like to add value to you. So here's what I'm willing to do. I would love to have anybody come, and they can come 100% for free. Carly will actually put in the chat how you can get the $97 ticket 100% for free. You can bring your spouse. I want everybody there. You can go to Limitless Arena, and I think Carly's putting that link up. Go in and type in the code. It's free ticket, and it will get you a free ticket. Now, I realize, like you and myself, I don't want a free ticket. I want the best ticket. So the other code that I'm going to ask Carly to put up, this will give you 50% off any ticket.
Holy moly.
If you want the best ticket, it's $29.97.
So like even the $3,000 ticket I can get for $1,500.
Yeah, and I'm not blowing smoke. I'm not giving that discount to anybody. This was me. I was laying in bed last night. I'm like, how do I add value to Pace's?
Wow, bro.
Right?
Wow.
But listen, if you want to stand in front of Pace and have him kind of spit on you as he talks, and you want to be in the front row, Carly, if you'll put the link up for 50% off ticket, I am more than happy. I would absolutely love, there's 1,500 people on this call. I would love it if you had a 1,500 person section just rooting you on.
It should be 3,000 people. They should bring their spouse and their teenager. Because like the last time I went to an event, you had teenagers there, you had their spouses there. Like, bro, you bring out the whole family. It's freaking amazing.
Well, that's the thing that's cool about the event is it's not just for one person. It's for kids. I mean, I bring my own kids. I bring my spouse. If you are interested in changing your life and growing financially, you know you need to change yourself. And that's what the event is. It's about personal development and financial development. And the whole entire event, it doesn't matter who you are. If you want to become the greatest version of yourself, you need to be at places like that. That's why I put these events on and listen to people like Pace. I mean, listen, Pace, I'll have people come who have never heard of you, and they're going to hear you speak, and you will literally change their life by the information that you give them. And that's what I want to cultivate in these rooms. And so again, dude, I get it. I really appreciate you saying I'll give few free tickets. Listen, I will give everybody on this call a free ticket.
Can we give this man a thank you in the side chat? Can you see the side chat, Muscle?
Yeah.
Guys, give this man a ton of love. And Carmen's like, what about VIP? Guys, he just gave you 50% off the VIP. So the way I would look at it, if it was me, I'm buying 2 VIP tickets, getting 50% off. I'm taking my wife or I'm taking my best friend. How many people got value in the first 30 minutes of this training today? I showed you tactical, practical, takeaway things. I'm going to deep dive here in a couple of minutes of what I'm going to do with this house. But how many people got a ton of value in 30 minutes? Imagine that
Yes.
20 times over in person, sitting next to other people, not on Zoom, not in your underwear, doing laundry while simultaneously taking notes like what you're doing right now, but physically in a massive arena with 20 of the best speakers on the freaking planet. People that coached Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. I love Tim Grover. He's one of my favorites. And when I get to hang out with him backstage, like he is so stressed out about providing value to the audience. It's inspiring. So guys, give him some love in the side chat. Carly, I'm going to pause the side chat one more time and give those links one more time. Keaton, you're the freaking man, dude.
No, dude, I really appreciate you, man. And again, I wanted to pour into your people as much as you poured into me. You and I have become very good friends over the few years, and I really appreciate you. And I think one of the questions that someone's asking is how much is the VIP at my house? So listen, here's the deal. I only have 150 people that I allow to come to the house, and I only have 23 of those left. So if I can, I vet people to be able to come to the house. If it would be okay, Carly, if you could just put in the chat, the best way for people to message me that are interested in coming to the VIP at the house that night, if they could message me on my Instagram, I get back to all my messages. I know I got millions of followers, but I get back to everybody. But if you're interested in coming to the VIP, again, I'm not able to give everybody here the opportunity, even if you pay full price to come to the VIP. But if you want to come to the VIP, hang out with Pace for 5 or 6 hours while Nelly performs in the background. If you want to message me on my Instagram, it's _muscle. You can message me, and we have a little bit of a vetting process because listen, there's a caliber that I want at my house. It's actually
It's
in
your
my
personal house. You have a brand new baby, bro. You also have all the highest level speakers on the planet. You got a freaking helicopter in your front yard. You better be vetting these people.
Yeah, so I vet them, but I'm happy to do that with everybody here on the call. If you're really interested, the VIP at my house is $10,000. Just to give that out front. If you're interested in that ticket, you can message me on Instagram and I can actually vet you and get you those tickets. But again, outside of that, if you want to come for free, there's the link for the free ticket. If you want to get any ticket and you want to be up front, there's the link for 50% off. And again, Pace, anything I can do to pour into your people.
Bro, you just did. You just gave like $150,000 in tickets away for free. Are you kidding me?
I'm happy to do it, man. I'm happy to do it. I want to see your people out. And dude, I want more and more people to listen to your message. You're changing financially people's generations. They need to hear this stuff.
Yeah, it's cool. I got a voice memo today from a guy that was in the military, and he just retired from the military today. And he said, I actually found you from the muscle a couple of years ago, and I followed you and was part of your teachings and all that kind of stuff. And he just said, I'm letting you know I'm retiring today from my job, the military, everything. So guys, this will change your life. Getting around the right speakers, the right energy, the right everything will change your life. The muscle, guys, give him some freaking love in the side chat for giving us some freaking love. That's insane, dude. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you. And I'm really excited to see you in a few weeks. It's been a while since I've seen you, and I'm really excited to see you. And I'm excited to pour into the people that come to this event.
How many baby girls did you have until you got a baby boy?
I have 5 daughters, and 2 weeks ago I had a 6th son. So I finally
got.
Yeah. Yeah.
Were you and your wife worried that it was going to be another daughter? And I know you wouldn't have cared. And in fact, I'm a girl dad like you. And in fact, when I found out my last child was a boy, I was really happy. But inside, I was a little bit sad that I wasn't having another girl.
Listen, all I know is I couldn't do another gender reveal and have it be a boy or have it be a girl. So I was like, listen, if this isn't it, I'm going to need like a 2 or 3 year vacation to kind of get my shit figured out.
Yeah, 100%. Bro, congratulations. I know that with the baby will be there probably backstage with mama, or at least at the house. I appreciate you opening up your house to a lot of high level people. I did real estate deals. I did lending deals in the front yard of your home at the last VIP deal. I am so blown away. You're not charging people 50 grand for that. It's insane.
Yeah, no, dude, it's incredible. Like, I mean, I know there's relationships that you created there at the VIP at my house, because all the speakers, we have celebrities, we have influencers. And I literally tell everybody, there's no purpose at the house. It's just to network for 5 hours with all of the people like Pace and like Tim Grover and Jesse Itzler and Logan Paul, to actually create a relationship, because we know that our network is our net worth. And the more people we're around that are valuable, that pour into us, the greater our success is.
I love it. Calvin Johnson says, thanks for the tickets. It keeps asking me for a credit card information. Calvin, my friend, click on the limitlessarena.com. The link is in the side chat, and make sure you use the right code with the right spelling.
Yeah, so yeah, a lot of people don't know, but it says apply discount, and you'll have to click that button, put that code in there, and then press apply, and then you don't need to put any of your credit card information or anything. If you apply the code correctly, you don't have to put in any information.
There you go, guys. And if you don't follow instructions, then you deserve to pay full price. Just FYI. Okay.
Yeah.
Keaton, I appreciate you, brother. I'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Thank you, brother. Love you, man.
Love you too. Man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Jerry's even here hanging out saying, dude, thank you, bro. That's cool, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So Jerry, you've been having a good time. We ready to get back to tactics and practical stuff?
Yes, all the way. I appreciate you. I know it's a lot of time, so I would never, if you can be here with us to do that, trust me, I'm not leaving this, not for 1 second.
Okay, cool. So let's go back. Jean-Claude Jordan says, what's the link? I lost it. Y'all are wild. Can I tell you guys why you're having a hard time in life? We put the link in the side chat 50 times. Like, no, give me a thumbs up if you cite the link in the side chat 50 times, to the point where it's kind of annoying. It's kind of crazy. And there's always some guy, Jean-Claude Van Damme, that comes in here is like, where's the link? Bro, you're crazy. You're crazy. Okay, let's get back to work. All right, let's get back to work, my friends. The link is in the side chat for Keaton. He gave us an incredible hookup. The limitlessarena.com. Free ticket is the code. You go in there. We're going to get back to work. All right. Okay, so Jerry, you with me?
Yes.
Okay, so we understand why low equity is really good. I'll talk about why high equity is really good as well, but low equity is good because I can just take over the payments of somebody else's house, and I can do a couple of things with this, okay? So let's go through a couple of options that I have. Let's say magically I get this house under contract, which I'm going to get it under contract tonight, okay? And you guys are going to watch an in-person appointment of me sitting there walking a seller through the actual paperwork. Me and a guest is actually going with me to this house, okay? I won't reveal who this guest is for a little bit because I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do with this house in a couple of minutes. So I'm going to the house tonight. I'll be there from 7 p.m. probably until about 9 p.m. What would you guys have paid 10 years ago, let's say before Pace Morby came on the scene? What would you have paid to watch somebody go into a seller appointment and pitch them on getting a house taken over for no money out of pocket and walking through the paperwork, all the objection handling, every question that seller could ever? Would you pay $10,000 for that freaking recording?
It's priceless.
It's priceless. So tomorrow, I'm going to give it to everybody the first 3 minutes. I have not created this video yet. I'm going to create it tonight for you guys that show up tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. Ann says it wasn't possible 10 years ago. That's correct. So we're very lucky that nowadays I can provide value like this for people for free. So I'm going to go there and I'm going to go through all their objections, right? They're going to have a whole bunch of objections about taking over the mortgage. They have a 4% interest rate with Wells Fargo. And this payment is after HOA and taxes and insurance, it's about $3,500. Okay. Now, $3,500 is a very high payment for most people that are just starting out in real estate. So what am I going to do? Am I going to actually worry about that payment? No, I'm not. I'm not going to worry about that payment because there's a lot of things I can do once I get this contract. Okay. So I go to the house. I'm bringing this blue paperwork. I'm just going to call this the contract. I'm going to go through this contract letter by letter, word by word, sentence by sentence. I'm going to go through the whole contract, record the whole thing so you guys can see exactly how it's done. Once the seller takes this contract and we sign this contract, okay, they add their little pink signature to this thing. What do I do with this contract, Jerry?
Different things. It's yours, right? So now
So the first thing I'm going to do is there's only one thing you're going to do. You're going to take it to a title company.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, some of you guys that are in like Atlanta, Georgia and other places, a title company is also called a closing attorney in some of your guys' states. Okay. Closing attorney or title company basically do the same thing. And what the title company is going to do is they're going to go through one step and a couple of other steps. So the first step they're going to go through is they're going to do what's called a title search. Okay. They're going to make sure that this piece of property that I'm buying doesn't have liens, encumbrances, problems, lawsuits, all sorts of stuff. So do I have time, yes or no in the side chat, do I have time to figure out what I'm going to do with this property once I get it under contract? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so am I overly worried? Somebody says no. Michael says no. What, Michael, why are you messing around? Why is 99% of people saying yes and you say no? Okay. So we're not overly worried about it right out of the gate. The title search is going to go and do all of that. Okay. Chance says, this is so much better than your book. Thank you. I don't know if that's a positive or that's like talking shiz. I don't know what that is. Okay. So we're going to do a title search. Okay. And this is going to give me time to go and find out what I want to do with this property. The third thing that's going to be happening during this is I'm going to have the title company start the paperwork, right? And you're thinking, well, what do you mean the paperwork? Well, did you know a seller actually has to sign on contracts twice? Once is a PSA, what we call a purchase and sale agreement. That's the contract I'm going to go through tonight. The second one that they have to go through is called final closing documents. Okay. They have to sign twice. Okay. Is the contract contingent upon clean title? Kelly Alexander. You know what, Kelly? This is a really great question I answer to my students. I don't know that this would be really beneficial for me to spend 30 minutes with you answering this question. It's a great question. I just think that it's an overthinking question that wouldn't benefit you if I gave you the answer right now. Can I get a yes that we maybe agree with that, Kelly? I don't want to not answer your question. I just think it's an overthinking question. That's all it is. The answer is yes and no. The answer is yes, an unclean title can kill a deal, but a lot of times it doesn't. I'll give you a time where it does kill the deal. I have an RV park that has been under contract for over a year, and the park is in Kermit, Texas. The park is going to make $23,000 a month net in my pocket. I really want this deal to work out, but we got it under contract. We sent the contract to the title company. That title company, Tia, I'm going to pause the side chat for a second. You guys are asking really good questions. I want to make sure I keep this. Abraham Reyes says, let's keep this actionable, bro. Abraham, kiss my grits. As if in the last 53 minutes, I haven't already changed your life, bro. Give me some space to have some fun. I'm not your slave. I don't work for you. I want to have some fun too. Let me answer some questions for heaven's sakes. Abraham's like over here. This is like cracking the whip. Like, hey, little, like I'm an Alaskan husky dog. Like run, 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 run. Deliver my packages, husky dog. Okay. So I have an RV park that's under contract. It's been under contract for 13 months. And this park turns out that the seller, okay, we've got the park under contract, and then the 2 acres next to it are also part of the same contract. Turns out that the 2 acres that the seller thought he owned, he doesn't actually own them. And the title search came back and found that out. And we've been negotiating on insurance and all sorts of things for the last 13 months. So very much so that deal could fall apart. Okay. There's other times where a really big child support lien, IRS lien, or some other thing, I look at it and go, yeah, I see that pops up. That doesn't bother me. I'll still buy it. I have a property in Santan Valley, Arizona right now that I took over payments on a $300,000 house, and they have an IRS lien on the house for $7 million. Guess who also took that house over with the $7 million lien? Me. Why?
Ouch.
Why
That's
would I
why.
do that, Jerry?
I guess maybe it's a good
IRS
debt.
liens fall off every 7 years. And so the IRS would have to renew that lien every 7 years. I don't plan on selling that property anytime soon. So there's a lot of things I could teach you that are very granular, but does it help you take action if I teach you all of these things right now? Yeah, no.
No.
I could flex and tell you all the cool things I know about real estate and all the cool things I've done. But again, back to Abraham's really intelligent point, it doesn't help you take more action, right?
Yeah. 100%.
I think what helps take action is understanding the process and the steps that we take along the way. I think that helps us. We understand where the lead came from. I call the real estate agent. Hey, is your seller interested? That actual appointment that I talked to the agent and the appointment I talked to the seller, I'm giving you guys that recording tonight. I've already made that recording. It's done. It's on a Zoom. We're going to clip it and then we'll email it out to everybody that registered for the webinar. So you guys will see exactly the first couple of calls. You guys will hear what I asked, what pain, how I figured out what was going on, how I figured out that that they can't make the payments. They're not behind it. Like, you will hear every single conversation. You'll listen to it. I highly suggest you listen to it tonight or tomorrow on your way to work or whatever it is that you're doing. Why? Because tomorrow I'm going to take tonight's recording that I go to the house and I walk the seller through the contract. I'm going to release that recording and you're going to be lost on what I'm talking about if you didn't listen to the first one. Okay. So I'm going to give you both of those. And if you ever ask me the question of, can you just tell me start to finish how this works? Yes. And tomorrow I'm actually going to generate leads with you for you. And tomorrow I'm going to be picking a top tier TC. I'm going to be picking a TC to help me out with the paperwork. I'm going to bring on some people to help me out on some deals. I'm going to call some people out of the crowd. I'm going to show you guys how this deal goes all the way through. And I'll show you how to generate your first couple of leads. Jerry, does that sound cool?
Yes.
Would you feel like you're really cool if you generated a lead and it cost you no money?
100. Yes. Sign me up. What do I need to do?
I'll show you tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the day where I show you how to generate leads. Okay. Today's the day I'm going to show you the framework and all the things that I do. Okay.
Cool.
Now, for those of you guys that are new to me, I have 2,100 rentals in my portfolio, 300 single family properties, 1,500 multifamily, a ton of RV parks. I have businesses I've bought, planes, trains, automobiles. If you're new to me, I have an incredible YouTube channel, 3,600 YouTube videos. We release a video every couple of days about deals I'm doing, deals that my students are doing, all sorts of great things. You can go watch that in the meantime, but let's get back on track. So again, we're going to go and meet with these sellers tonight. Okay. I'm going to take this blue document. I am actually bringing that contract, and Tia Copeland, my friend, I'm going to ask you to come up here for a second, and we're going to answer this questions. Jerry, you don't mind if somebody else shares the limelight, do you?
No, not at all.
Tia,
I'm
what's up? How
grateful
you
to
doing?
even be here.
Tia, you there? You are unmuted, which means you might just need to change your audio device. Change your audio device to make sense. Tia, are you there? She's trying to figure it out. Okay. Tia asked the question, do you go into the appointment with a contract already in hand? Oh, Tia, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, cool. So Tia, great question. It depends. And I hate to give you that answer. When you're really good and really skilled, there's times where you know and times you don't. There's times you do and there's times you don't. Why am I doing it tonight? I actually don't want to get this property under contract right away.
Oh,
Okay. Because
okay.
I'm not a newbie. And here's what I mean by that. Newbies are like chasing contracts. I have to hurry and get it contracted or else somebody else is going to steal it. No, they're not. I do something that 99% of real estate investors don't do. And this is why I win. And why every other real estate investor is getting their teeth kicked in with this market the last couple of years, and while my community has been dominating, is because I have a solution that nobody else is presenting to them, which is taking over their mortgage. Nobody even offered this to them. They've been on the market for 6 months. And nobody's even offered my solution to them. So am I worried about going to the property with a contract and then leaving without a deal signed? No, of course not. Nobody else is going to come and clean this up other than me. I know how to find these problems, solve these problems. And also, I think it builds strong rapport when I walk in without a contract for my first appointment. This is not my first appointment. My first appointment was actually on a phone call. You guys will listen to that tonight, Tia. But tonight, I'm actually going to bring the contract and I'm going to walk through the contract without any signatures. Why would I do that? You won't know the answer, so I'll just tell you.
Yeah.
The person that I'm bringing with me to the appointment is the buyer for this deal. This person needs more time to buy the deal. And so I'm going to drop the contract off and slow play. So this is an interesting strategy. This is very high level.
Wow.
Most people would just get it under contract. Nope. I'm going to slow play, not get it under contract, because the second you get the deal under contract, you have a clock ticking that has a financial obligation associated with it. I don't want that. So I'm going to try and buy myself 3 or 4 more days so that my buyer is ready to move when I actually sign the contract. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense. Yes.
I know it's kind of a higher level question. I'm not doing this a lot. I do this probably 1 out of every 20 or 30 houses, but I will go walk through the contract. Now, here's the other thing that I'm going to do. I'm going and doing this appointment for you guys. Do I need to go to the seller's appointment and go in the house at 7 o'clock at night at my level in the game? Do I need to go do that? Or could I just send them the contract and have them sign it?
You could just send it.
So
Yeah.
why am I going on the appointment?
You're sharing.
So that the
care.
buyer.
So you can watch the appointment.
Right.
That's why I said sharing.
I'm
Yes.
going to miss putting my kids to bed so that you guys can watch me in an appointment, recording the appointment, every word that's said, every single question they have, all of those things, so you can feel what it looks like to be in a seller appointment. Capiche?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Happy to do it. So I just want to give you why I'm doing certain things is really important, because A lot of the deals that we do, I just send the contract, the people sign it, we move on. It's not a big deal. This is a special opportunity for me because it's right down the road. Most of the deals I'm doing now are not even in Arizona. This is like, oh, I've got an Arizona deal. I'm not buying a lot in Arizona anymore. Why? Because most of my deals I'm buying are much larger. I'm buying $5 million, $7 million, $10 million deals. You want to see something really cool, Tia?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm going to show you a deal I just closed a couple of days ago. And this is why I'm not buying in Arizona a lot. It's not that I don't think Arizona is great, and it's not that I don't love Arizona deals. It's just that I know where big boy deals exist. And so I am chasing those big boy deals, okay? So here is a little link. I'll give you guys all this link as well in the side chat so you can go and chase it and look at it yourself. Here's a link that USA Today put out about my RV park that I just closed on a couple of days ago. So it's in the side chat. Pause the side chat so we could focus on this. And I'll also highlight it for you guys so you guys can see which one it is. I just bought this on Creative Finance. So the seller sold this park to us on Creative Finance, no money out of our pocket, right here. In Town Campground is the #3 RV park in the freaking country. And I just closed on this deal with no money out of our pocket, and we got paid $50,000 to buy it.
Sweet.
Okay. I'll talk about this on Wednesday, not today, but I'll talk about this more in depth on Wednesday. Today, I'm covering kind of the basic stuff. Okay. So this is an awesome park. You guys can see it right there. This is a USA Today award. We are #3 out of 27,000 RV parks in the country. Pretty freaking cool, right? So I'm
Wow.
buying bigger deals. And when you're going and buying bigger deals, you kind of got to spread out because all the big $5 million, $7 million, $12 million deals are not going to be in your backyard. They're going to be all over the country. So that's why I'm not focusing so much on Arizona. Although I do like Arizona and I have a lot of properties here, I go everywhere. I just bought a deal in New York, Streamside RV Park. You guys can look it up. 18-hole golf course, restaurant, RVs, mobile home parks, amazing deal. So I do, that's a California deal. That's a New York deal. I'll do a deal anywhere with Creative Finance, every single part of the country. And a lot of my Canadian clients are crushing it too, in Canada and in the United States. So this deal is a special treat. Not only for me, I can go down to the property, but I can also record how I go through the contract in person for you guys. Because there is going to be a point where you do it in person. And I'm also, this is even to add crazy like misery to me, is I have to do it with their real estate agent present.
Oof.
So think about that. I got their daddy there watching me pitch them on selling the house to me with letting me just take over the keys. Would you want, if you're a newbie, which one would you rather have? Me talking to the seller directly or me having to pitch the seller with the agent? Which one is going to be a lot harder?
With their real estate agent.
Yeah, with the agent.
Okay, with the agent present. And so I'm doing that for you guys tonight. I don't need to be doing that, but I'm going to do it for you. Give you guys the recording, all of that kind of stuff. Cool. I will leave the contract there in person to buy myself time. They are desperate to sign this. They don't want to make next month's payment on June 1st. I'm going to force them to make June 1st payments because my buyer's not ready to move into that property until middle of June. And so I'm going to buy myself some time and I'm playing a little bit of a game. And this is not something you're going to learn on your first deal, your 5th deal, your 10th deal. These are a little bit more advanced strategies, but I'm just letting you know it's a lot of fun. Okay. Denise Moses says, no response from SubTo for the appointment I set up last week for you, Pace in Montana. I don't know what that means, Denise. Denise, if you have a deal, you want me to set up an appointment to talk to somebody, don't send it to SubTo. Send it to Heather on my team. And if you don't know Heather's contact information, then you probably don't deserve to have Heather's contact information. I only do deals with people in our private community. And if you have Heather's contact information, then go to Heather, please. If you need me to call, negotiate, contract, or something for you, you should already have Heather's contact information. If you don't have it, that means you're not in the private community. Okay. All right, cool. So Tia, does that help answer your question?
Yes, it does.
In these normal situations, and I've done this a lot, but I haven't done an in-person appointment for a couple of years. Most of the time I do a Zoom with the seller and a Zoom with an agent, and I Zoom through and I walk through the contract and I give all of those recordings to my SubTo students. But this is going to be one where I'm going to have my buyer is literally going to hold my phone and watch me go through, talk through line by line by line. You won't be able to see the contract like letter by letter, but you'll see the ambiance and the energy in the living room or whatever the heck. I have no idea what to expect. I don't know what the living room looks like. There might be cats going everywhere. It might be gross. It might be clean. I don't know. I've been some of the worst houses you can imagine. I've been some of the nicest houses you can imagine. So I'll leave the contract there, let the agent and the seller. Now, here's also why I'm doing this. If I want to show you guys how to go through, don't you want to see me get them to sign on the dotted line?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Show me how to close the deal. Right?
Yes, please.
Okay, so how about this? How about this? What if I could have the seller? I'm going to challenge myself. What if I could have the seller sign the contract on Thursday during our training? If I could bring the seller on the training on Thursday to sign the final documents with you guys live.
Wow.
So you get double whammy. You get to watch me go to the appointment. You get to watch the recording. I'll give you guys the entire recording. And on Thursday, I'll have the seller and the agent come into the live training and we'll walk through the entire contract. What do you guys think?
That would be great. Yes.
Okay.
Epic.
Is there literally anything else I could do for you guys for free? You're thinking, aren't you? You're like, gosh, I don't know. Nobody's done this for me. I've paid for coaching before. They've never done this. They've never cared about me this way. This man's just doing this stuff for free. This is the wildest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Okay.
Don't read my mind.
Okay. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun this week, aren't we? We're going to have a lot of fun. Okay, cool. So here's the next couple of steps. So let's get back to this particular deal and what I'll be doing with this deal. Now, obviously we've opened up escrow, right? Let me kind of redraw this for the people that just tuned in. It's crazy to me how many people show up late. We're an hour late and we have 200 people that just showed up in the last 15 minutes. Not exaggerating. It's crazy to me. Okay. Here we are. So we go meet these sellers. Okay. Here's the sellers, married couple, happy people. I go to the house. I'm going to leave the contract in their home. Okay. I've already gone through it. And of course, I'll send you guys that video. Then I'm going to give them 2 days. I'm going to tell them, hey, I need 2 days before you guys sign with me. I want to make sure you guys are good to go, because there are a couple of problems with a subject to deal in creative finance. Tia and Jerry, what are a couple of problems with a subject to deal that we can think of? If I'm keeping the seller's mortgage in place, I'm not changing my name into their name. I'm just making the payments on their existing mortgage, but the ownership goes into my name. What are some problems that might arise with this?
The mortgage is not under your name, right? So that could be a problem with the bank.
Yep, the bank might be upset. Watch, you'll see the agent say due on sale clause in the side chat. How many real estate agents are really worried about the due on sale clause? Yeah, see, they can't help it. They can't help it. It's something that they don't even know exactly what it means. Okay, they have no idea what it means, and they still bring it up. Okay. Nope. Enzo, please don't ever use a land trust. It's illegal. Do not use it. People that teach you that are selling you land trusts. Don't use those. That's ridiculous. Okay. Real estate agent will be happy. Okay. Is the seller going to remain liable in the mortgage company that lent them the money to buy the house? Yes, Paul. So let's talk about this for a couple of minutes. What does this actually mean when I do a subject to deal? I'll get all the way through this transaction. I'm going to show you guys my steps, and then I'm going to show you actually how this process works. So if you guys go, I don't know how a sub-to deal works, I'm about to show you. Okay, so we're following me so far, right? I'm going to drop the contract off, and I'm going to give them 2 days to ask and come up with and conjure questions, right? So I got 2 days. So what does 2 days allow me to do? It allows me to invite them to a Zoom. What Zoom would that be, Jerry and Tia?
The closing Zoom.
The Zoom on Thursday that you guys are going to be on. Do you think it would be wild for me to bring a seller and their agent to a Zoom with 1,600 people live? Would that be freaking ballsy or what?
Yes, indeed.
Well, guess what we're going to do, my friends? That's exactly what we're going to do on Thursday. Okay. So I'm going to set this up, tee this up, and I'm going to buy myself how many people feel like they have to show up for freaking Thursday to watch Pace get the seller to actually click and sign the documents? You've never seen this happen before in your entire freaking life. You've seen 1,000 YouTube videos and not one time have you ever watched a man close a seller live on a Zoom. You better be freaking locked in, my guys. Okay. So we're going to be doing that on Thursday. Okay. So let's say once Thursday happens, you guys are all happy. Okay. Somebody says, why does Zoom keep booting me out? I don't know, Sherry. We don't know. Nobody's on the tech support side of things. Okay. I'm so sorry. Pausing the side chat. All right. So what's going to happen is we are under contract, right? On Thursday, they now sign a contract. I have a contract that has signatures from both the seller and from myself. We have both signed. So I got their signature right here, and I've got my signature right here. We are under contract. We have a legally binding contract. Okay, cool. I'm now going to email this to a company called Creative Title. Okay, I use a company called Creative Title. Okay, and the website for them is getcreativetitle.com. All 50 states, my friends, getcreativetitle.com. Okay, cool. I just said it 3 times, getcreativetitle.com. Somebody's going to go, hey, how do I spell that? Okay, so we now know how I get through the process. I now am waiting for the escrow company. So there's a lady inside the title company. Okay, so this title company, there's a lady that works in there. Her job is escrow officer. Okay, that's her job. They're always nice. They've been here 25, 30 years. They're always that experienced. They're amazing. And their job is to make sure that that house that I'm about to buy doesn't have any liens or problems or encumbrances or lawsuits or any of that kind of stuff. And that usually takes 3 to 5 days. Okay. And for those of you guys that are in the SubTo community, I will make sure I show you guys the title report, and I'll walk you through the steps once we get through those 3 to 5 days. Sadly, for people that are in this free training today, you guys won't be able to see that, but you guys will be able to see kind of the cool part, getting something under contract, right? But I would say that like getting something under contract is 10% of the battle. Actually doing something with the property is the other 90%. So let's talk through what that actually looks like now that we've gotten through and we get a big green light from our title company. The title company goes, hey, this is a clean and clear title. Everything looks nice. You have no lawsuits. We're going to give you a big green check mark. I know that's an ugly check mark, but you get my point. Cool. So we now have a property and I need to close escrow. Well, gosh dang, I don't even know what that means, close escrow. Well, closing escrow just means finalizing the transaction. We're going to finalize the transaction. What does that mean in a subject to deal where I'm taking over their house, but they keep the mortgage in their name? This is something very important that Jerry and Tia and everybody else needs to learn right now. Okay. Did you guys know that there are 2 documents attached to a property? One of them is the debt. The other one is the ownership document. Okay. The ownership document is called the deed.
Yeah.
The debt is called a mortgage. Okay. Are those the same thing?
No.
No, they're not. They are not even remotely close to the same thing. One of them is, hey, we owe a debt and this debt is attached to the property. This one is who owns the property, and this is recorded at the county recorder's office. So this document, this deed, can be transferred into my name for $17, and guess who becomes the owner of this property?
You.
Me. I can take over anybody's property without paying off the mortgage for $17. Did you guys, how many people just learned this right now?
I did.
Okay. Do I need a credit check to take over their mortgage? No, because I'm not technically taking over their mortgage. I'm just making payments from my bank account and making the payments. Okay. Insurance is really easy too. We don't need to worry about that. Who signs over the deed? The title company does. The title company does all the deed paperwork. Okay. What was the website for the title? Isn't that crazy? Elijah just asked, what's the website for the title company? Elijah, you are wild, bro. Wild.
Creative.
It's getcreativetitle.com, everybody. Getcreativetitle.com. Also, getbusypayingattention.com. Okay, there you go. All right. So everybody understand that I don't need to actually get a credit check to make payments on somebody else's payments?
Interesting.
Okay, so check this out. Chris Edge just asked a good question. He says, does the deed transfer alert the title company or the mortgage company? How would it? You tell me, Chris. How would a county recorder's office, bro, have you met any government workers? Like any of them? Especially, Jerry, you're in California, right?
Florida.
Oh, Florida. It was an earlier guy, a guy named Noam I was talking to. He's in California. How many people feel like your government's actually really efficient and on top of it?
That's
Well,
the
don't they
joke,
have
right?
AI? Guys, you're freaking, like, nobody in your government's going to use AI for like 15 years. It's not going to happen. It's lethargic. It's job protection. Do we all agree with this? So
Hmm.
let me ask you a question. You can't even get a permit to buy a house and like build a house and improve the city. You think the city has a process to call your mortgage company when the deed transfers?
No.
Zero. Zero, zilch, nada. Okay, so Mo says, wouldn't the bank have any issues? Yeah, of course the bank has issues. It's called the due on sale clause. And what I would advise you guys to do, instead of wasting our time tonight talking about the due on sale clause, just go on my YouTube channel, type in due on sale clause, Pace Morby due on sale clause. Go watch 7 videos about it, examples, all sorts of stuff. It's so good, Mo. All my technical thinkers, all my real estate agents that have not been following me long enough to know that I've been talking about this for 7, 8, 9 years. I've become the #1 person in the world that teaches this stuff. I have attorneys that call me and consult with me on how to do this. And I have title companies that call me and say, how are you doing what you're doing? And we show them. We're happy to give the knowledge away for free. Why? I had a goal in 2017 that I wanted to normalize the conversation around creative finance, because not only is this possible, but it's legal in all 50 states. It's been challenged at the Supreme Court since 1987. And over, we've been proving that this is completely legal to do SubTo and seller finance and lease options and Morby. So many strategies that we could talk about. We don't have time to do that today. So what I love talking about is just one strategy a little bit deeper. We don't have time to go to the other strategies. And this house is specifically needed a SubTo deal, not a seller finance deal. Okay. So the deed transfers into my name. I'm now the owner of this property. How do I make those payments? How does that physically happen? Here's how it physically happens for you guys to understand. Do you think I walk down to their bank and make the payment? No, it's really simple. Let's say I buy the house and I move into the house. Okay. And Pace lives there. Guys, can I buy creative finance houses and just live in them if I wanted to like raise my family in one of these houses? Could I go buy my own house this way?
Yes.
Yeah. Meanwhile, half of you guys are renting like a bunch of knuckleheads. Like, what are you doing? Okay. Why are you doing that? Okay. What's your YouTube? Elijah, somebody needs to find you and seriously punch you so hard in the arm. Elijah, bro. Elijah, here's what I want you to do. I want you to Google this word. It's called this, resourceful. Okay, I want you to Google that. Don't ask me how to spell it. It's on the screen. Okay, because I know you will. We love you, Elijah. We want you to stick around, but be a little bit more resourceful, my friend. You know who you're listening to. The guy's name is Pace Morby. He's only said it 18 times in the emails you received and the ads you saw. You already saw this stuff, bro. I already said it. Pace Morby YouTube channel. Pace Morby due on sale clause. Pay attention, dog. What are you out there using a chainsaw in the woods and you can only hear 4 of the 10 words that I say? Like, what are you doing over there? We appreciate you. We want you to stick around, but please pay attention. Okay. So Pace now owns this house. How do we know Pace owns this house? Well, Pace owns this house because the deed is in his name. You can actually see it at the county recorder's office. Well, how did the deed get from the seller's name to his name? Well, that is what the title company does. The title company gets the seller to sign all the final documents, and the title company goes to the county recorder's office and records my name on the deed, and therefore I am now the new owner. It's genuinely so simple that you are going to overthink it right now. You're going to, really? Yep. It's really that simple. Now, we also have a mortgage, right? And this mortgage that's attached to the house is in the seller's name, right? So the seller's name is still on this mortgage. Okay. All right. Well, why is that a problem? Well, it's not really a problem because I'm going to make that payment or my buyer's going to pay the payment or whatever it is. But how do we pay that? Do I walk down to the mortgage? Nope. I go hire a company. They are called a servicing company. I'm going to say this again. They are a servicing company. I'm not exaggerating when I say this. There are literally tens of thousands of servicing companies. Okay. One of the companies I like to use is Evergreen Note Servicing. Evergreen Note Servicing. Evergreen Note Servicing. I said it 3 times, like Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Elijah, please don't ask me if it's called Evergreen Note Servicing. We already know it is. Okay. Evergreen Note Servicing. What do? Okay. Here's what they do. They take the money out of me or my buyer's account every month, and it goes up into their account for 1 day. And then Evergreen pays the mortgage and then sends an email to the seller saying their mortgage was paid. It takes care of the insurance. Okay. It takes care of the HOA. It takes care of the insurance. It takes care of the taxes. Evergreen Note Services takes care of everything. Okay. Have we answered the question of how the money gets paid to the mortgage?
Crazy. Yes.
It is so simple, and this is being done tens of thousands of times per year from my students. It is so ridiculous. I've talked about this about 500 times on YouTube, but here I am talking about it again and again and again. Happy to do it. Okay, guys, it's so easy. It's ridiculous. Christian says, how does the seller make money? Christian, you must have shown up late, my friend. How does the seller make money? Let me ask you a question. Should we test and see if Christian actually showed up on time? We already know he didn't, but let's just ask and see if Christian showed up on time. Christian, you there? Can we talk to you? Christian's like, crap. Christian, you there? Christian, you have the wrong audio source selected on your phone, your computer, whatever it is. So change your audio source and come back to us, please. We'd love to chat with you. Tia and Jerry, do you have an answer of why the seller is not making money? How does the seller make money?
Because the price you ask them, they're gonna get, and they're not paying anybody else. They're not sharing
Right.
that they're not sharing that money with anybody anymore.
Okay,
The
but
equity?
the seller's literally not getting paid $1 from me. I'm not giving the
Yeah.
seller any money. So how is
Yeah.
the seller making money?
Because you're giving them the price that they wanted versus what they would normally
can you
get
hear
on
me?
the MLS.
Okay, so guys, we're gonna have to go through this one more time. Are you okay with that?
Hello,
Yes,
can you
that's
hear
fine.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Christian, tell me how late you showed up, bro.
I actually barely made it on time.
Okay, so you just didn't pay
Yeah.
attention.
I mean, I've been trying my best. I'm new to this, so.
Bro, if you're new to basketball, you still saw the people made the shot. Okay, it's not like you close your eyes. If you were new to basketball, you could at least track that basic stuff. Let's talk about the pain one more time, my friend. Do you remember the part about the equity side of things?
Yes, I do. When that person was negative 25 or $25,000.
Okay, cool. So you're Christian. Good job, brother. So tell me, if the seller was going to have to write a check to get rid of their house to all their other buyers, and I come along and I say, hey, I'll just take over the house and you don't have to write that check for $25,000, how much money did the seller keep or make?
Would it be the 25,000?
I don't want to answer the question if you're asking that question that way. Because you're not sure of your answer. I want you to be sure of your
Yeah,
answer.
I'm thinking it would be the $25,000 or 2,500.
Christian, I don't know where your
25,000.
confidence is, bro, but let's give you some confidence. Okay. So watch this. Let's go through it one more time. This is going to be for all the people in the back. Okay. So Christian, husband and wife live in the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They bought the house in 2022. Market went up a little bit, was kind of nice. Market's kind of stabilized over the last couple of years. Would you say that that's correct? You don't even have to know anything about real estate to know a little bit about real estate.
Yes.
Okay, the market's been a little bit slow, right? All you people on TikTok, all you millennials, or you're not a millennial, you're a Gen something. You guys on TikTok hear this all the time. Real estate market sucks, right? Have you heard this in the last couple of years?
Yeah, I have actually heard of that.
Okay, of course you have, because you've been on TikTok, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep. How do I know? This is where you spend your time. I love it. Okay, cool. So Christian, I'm gonna beat you up just a little bit because you weren't paying super good attention. So
Okay.
they bought it in 2022. Market's a little bit slow. By the way, this works in every market. I'm just giving you an understanding of why this house in particular doesn't have equity. I've been doing this since 2013. It's going to continue to be done for thousands of years. This is never going to go away. It's just that this particular situation and why they're in this situation did come down to the 2022 to 2026 slowdown. Okay. So they bought it in 2022. They got a 4% interest rate on the house. That's a pretty good interest rate. Christian, do you know what, if I went down to a bank right now to buy this house, do you know what my interest rate would be? If I went to these buyers and I said, hi buyers, hey sellers, my name is Pace. I want to buy your house. I have to go to a bank to get a loan to buy this house, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. How much am I going to pay in an interest rate right now if I went to a bank?
I'm assuming somewhere around 6%.
About 6.25. Good guess, brother. So 6.25. Would you like to buy this house for 4% without a credit check?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So that's how I'm going to buy the property. But let's get to your question specifically. So these sellers bought the house in 2022. They got a 4% interest rate. And now here they are in a slower market. Husband lost his job, right? Lost his job. So does he have some pain?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Decides, hey, you know what? This 2,500 square foot house, 4-bed, 3-bath. Our kids are all grown up. No reason for us to have this big of a house. Let's go sell the property. So what does he do? He goes and gives this house to a real estate agent. Real estate agent puts it on the market for $375,000. Okay. Because he thinks, well, maybe we can sell the house. The sellers actually owe on their 4% mortgage, they owe $350,000 or so. Okay. If the agent sells the property at $375,000, how much after the mortgage is paid off will the sellers get in their pocket? At $375,000, how much will the sellers get in their pocket?
It would be 25,000.
Okay, that's a great thing that you think, and I have no idea how in the world you guys think this real estate agent is going to work for free. How's this real estate agent going to work for free, my friend?
They're not.
They're not. But you just said $25,000 because I tricked you. I asked you a question in a way that tricked you, and I did it on purpose so I can show you how easily people forget this. Okay, so let's say the agent sells this property again. Let's do it again. Agent goes and puts this on the real estate market, puts it on Zillow, because that's what you guys think the market looks like, is Zillow. And some other buyer comes along and says, hey, I'd like to buy that house for $375,000. And the buyer comes along and gives $375,000. Cool. Well, guess what? The first thing that needs to be taken out of this situation is what they owe to the bank. So they're going to have to pay the bank off $350,000. And in your mind, you're like, well, heck yeah, they're less with the buyers or the sellers are left with $25,000. That's what you're thinking, because that's what you guys think equity means, right? Before you talked to me and I tricked you, this is what you thought equity meant, correct?
Correct.
Okay, you're wrong. How many people learned today? If you're even a real estate agent, I just taught you what actual equity means. This is what even real estate agents think this means equity. This is why real estate agents are not real estate investors, is because they're busy selling somebody else's property because they actually do not know what it means to invest in real estate. Did you guys know that 84% of real estate agents have never invested in real estate in their entire life, and 74% of them don't even own their own house? Did you guys know that?
No.
I did not.
Write that down. Real estate agents have the hardest time on the planet buying real estate. Why? Because their paychecks are actually very inconsistent, and they have a commission-only job. How can they get qualified for a mortgage, my friends? You guys think real estate agents know anything about real estate. I'm sorry, they don't. They know how to put houses on the market. They don't know what properties' values are. Now, 1% of them do. So the 1% are on this Zoom right now are like, I hate Pace when he talks about agents. You know I'm right. Just because you are in the 1%, okay? Just because you're in the 1% doesn't mean I'm talking about you, okay? There you go. By the way, there you go. It is $2,000 a year to be a real estate agent. Actually close to like $3,500 a year. Okay, so they sell the house for $375,000. Okay, we're following here, right, my friend Christian?
Right. Yeah, it's starting to come back to me. I remember the part where you said it takes like roughly 10%.
Yep, 10% is the average cost to sell a house. Here's what I mean. Okay, so watch. They sell the house for $375,000. Okay, first thing we got to do is we got to take the mortgage off of there because they owe $350,000 on the mortgage. Okay. You think all of you guys that are new, even real estate agents, are like, they're going to have $25,000. Okay, great. Well, how much does the real estate agent get paid out of that $375,000?
3%.
Okay, 3% on average. Okay, sometimes you guys are able to con some sellers or some agents into doing it for lower, but that's just you manipulating those agents into making less money. Okay, so how much is that? What's 3% of $375,000? Can somebody help me? Okay, $11,000. So I got to take $11,250 off to pay if I'm the seller, I got to pay my realtors, right? Okay, so I'm already $11,250. Well, guess what? You probably didn't know this, guys, but who pays the buyer's agent? The seller does.
So, yeah.
The freaking seller pays the buyer's agent. How many people just learned that for the first time today? You just learned that the freaking seller pays both real estate agents. How many people? Give me a me if you just learned this today. By the way, this is 100% of the time this is happening. Michael's like, not me. Well, Michael, you'd have to do real estate deals to be able to pay a real estate agent anything. Okay. I guess if you're not doing real estate deals, then you wouldn't be paying anybody anything. Okay. So 100% of the time this is happening. Okay. So man, this isn't looking too good, is it, Christian? We're already down $22,500, aren't we? We have $2,500 left, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. You've also never bought a property before in your life, so you don't know how this works, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Here's what happens with the remaining $2,500. The buyer comes along. Christian, would you buy? Hey, where are my real estate agents in here? Give me a me in the side chat. Okay. Real estate agents, would you let your buyer buy a house without an inspection on the property? Look in the side chat, Christian. See all the no's?
Yep. I see all the no's.
Okay. So would you buy a house without an inspection?
No.
Okay. So here's what this looks like. So you, the buyer, okay, you're the buyer. You're going to go pay an inspector about $700 to $900 out of your pocket as the buyer. Okay. The seller doesn't pay for that. You pay for that. Okay. And what happens is that inspector goes to that property. Let's call this guy Yellow because he's going to piss all over this deal. Okay. So the inspector, he's an independent inspector, gets paid $700, $800, $900 to go to the house. And guess what he does? How many agents in here have seen a 50-page inspection report from a house that you've been involved in? 50 pages, 75 pages. How many people? Look at Bob in the side chat. Yet people say easily. Wow. Never. Okay. Yes. Okay. If you haven't seen a 50-page inspection report, it's because you've never sold a house before. Yeah. Look at this. Laura Clark says my last one was 111 pages. So Laura, thank you for that. She says my last inspector created 111 pages of things that the buyer is going to have to fix when they buy the house. Or what do you think the buyer is going to do? The buyer is going to either A, ask for a reduction in the price to cover these problems, or B, ask the seller to fix them before they close. How many people just learned that this is happening on 100% of real estate transactions? And contractors are really cheap, right? And these repairs are cheap, right? Okay. This is where the other 4 to 5% of the real estate transaction goes, is either a reduction on price or to fix the problems with the house. Christian, did you just learn something new today?
I did.
Yes.
I'm learning a whole lot.
Okay. So let's go back to our numbers here. So what is 4% of 375? Somebody give me the number. Where are my engineers in here? Dan Pear says, what about sold as is? LOL. No seller, no retail seller does sold as is. Only investors do that. Is it, okay, it's 15K. Okay, so we have $2,500 to play with right now, right, Christian?
Right.
This isn't looking too good, my friend. We're going to have to take $15,000 off the purchase price of the house or do the repairs and pay $15,000. So how much money is the seller paying out of their pocket to sell this property right now?
Negative 12,500.
Okay, so let me ask you this question the way you asked me. Pace, but how are you paying the seller? How is the seller getting paid if you came in and just took the house from them? How are they getting paid?
Okay. Yeah,
how are they getting paid?
Now.
Here's how they're getting paid, my friends. I'm telling them, hey, you know that $12,000 that you just took out of your retirement account or that you were about to put on a credit card? Let me put that back in your retirement account. Let me put that back on your credit card. You're not going to need it. Do we understand where their money goes into their pocket, even though I didn't take money out of mine? Bob has such a great point. He says, a penny saved is a penny earned. Is that correct, my friends?
Yes.
A penny saved is a penny earned. Okay. Paul Dillon says, Pace, or he says, still, does the seller trust that the servicer, they're a licensed servicer with over 1 million mortgages that they're servicing. I hope they trust them. These servicing companies have been around for 30, 40, 50 years, my friends. Is there a contract that with the servicer that benefits the seller? Yes, Paul Dillon, it's all set up at title. This also won't help you take action at all, just so you guys know. Where are we factoring in closing costs? Guys, does this
That's
kind
the
of prove
title.
my point? Do I need to go through closing costs and lender concessions and seller? Do I need to go through every little thing that's only going to confuse Christian at this point?
No, but we see it now.
Okay. You guys now understand the basics. Like, I don't need to go into the fact that the seller probably is not going to lose $12,500. The seller is going to lose something like $20,000 or $25,000. Now, why would I think this is a good deal? That's the question you should ask. Why should I think this is a good deal? Because I don't have to pay an agent out of my pocket. I don't have to ask for an inspector to come and do a big inspection report. I don't have to, like, none of those costs are involved with what I'm doing. SubTo members should be learning this in module 1. Charles Southwick, they do, bro. Charles, let me do you a favor. Charles, let me do you something. This is really good. Let me bring up Charles Southwick, okay? Charles, let me bring you up here for a second. You want really high-level education, Charles?
Sure.
Okay, go into the SubTo modules, use PasteGPT and ask any question that you want, and PasteGPT will give you a video that I've done over the last 6 years of my life, over 13,000 Zooms, hyper-organized just for you in whatever order you want. Whatever question you have, it will tee up a video that I've done on that specific topic that answers that question in over 40 minutes, and then it'll give you the ability to go and ask another student, hey, who else has done this? And it will give you the name of the student. You think you have a little bit more help than somebody in a free Zoom?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So if you are in SubTo, you're just not, maybe Charles, maybe you're so new that you're not using those resources, but you have that in SubTo, my friend. Go and use it. If you need some help on that, just email support@subto.com. Okay. So let's pause the side chat for a second. Sai says, how do I find properties where, as a buyer, how we can propose SubTo terms, which will make sense for them to agree for SubTo proposal? So Sai, isn't it amazing? Do you think people hate me, Jerry and Tia?
No.
No.
Are you sure? Because do you understand what Sai is asking? He says, how do I find properties where, as a buyer, I can propose SubTo terms? So what is he really saying? He's a very technical thinker. He's basically saying, but where do I find these opportunities? Why aren't you showing me how to find these opportunities? You think Sai hates me?
You might want to be like you.
Sai, where are you at, man? Let's hear what you have to say.
Hi, Pace. I'm in Northern Virginia.
How late did you show up?
Yeah, probably an hour ago. Yeah, hour late.
Guys, have I shown you very specifically how to find SubTo deals in your market? Maybe 3 times in the first 30 minutes of the training.
Deal sauce.
Guys, if you jump onto a moving train and then you ask the moving train people, where are we going? You're the one that jumped on the train.
I understand. My apologies. But
are you crazy?
No, I hear. I don't want to waste your time, but I can go back and look at your videos. But
here, watch. I'll show you. I'll show you because you guys show up late and then you ask these questions. I think personally, you shouldn't be mad at me, or you shouldn't think I'm mad. But if I'm the person that showed up on time, would you be happy if you have to listen to these questions again? Would you be happy?
No, totally agree. I wouldn't be. Yeah.
I'd be upset, bro. I'd want to find you where you live and karate chop you. Where do you live?
I live in Northern Virginia. Please call.
Okay, give me like a city. Give me a city name.
20148.
20148 zip code. Okay, cool. So watch this. You see your little zip code right here?
Yeah.
Right now, my software just pulled up 20,494 opportunities in your little zip code right here in Northern Virginia. Okay. Just in your zip code, 20,494. Now, it's going to be showing me absentee owners. It's going to be showing me free and clear. It's going to be showing me all these pain points. These little bubbles right here are pain points, like low equity. Low equity, as I just showed you, is where people are willing to just hand their house over to you. Why? Well, I just showed you. Did I not just show you exactly what low equity looks like and how they have to come out of pocket? Did I do a good job of explaining that to you? At least when you showed up late?
Absolutely. That was good. What you were explaining to Christine was
okay. Perfect. Thank you. Clear. So we know that low equity is a good one, right? So why don't we just go to the filter and let's just go over to low equity. 1,496 people in your city have low equity right now. And I can go find 24 of them that are actively on the market right now.
It's interesting.
It's not interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. Yes.
Look. Low equity, they're on the market. They want to sell right now. They're ready to hand the keys over to somebody. Just say, take this off my plate. I don't have equity and I'm going to have to write a check to get rid of this property.
So here is my problem, Pace.
You don't have a problem, bro.
No, I approached a couple agents and then asked for, hey.
No, you did not. You approached agents that have no pain. And
Right.
you wasted your time and you wasted their time. The only agent you should reach out to are the filters I just showed you.
Okay, makes sense.
See why you don't have a problem?
Yeah.
Because I already knew where you were going. You were going to say, but I already talked to a couple of agents, meaning one. You talk to one agent and say, no, my seller's not interested in SubTo. I don't even know what SubTo is. Bro, they just listed the property. They haven't even been on the, you're calling stuff off Zillow. Let me guess, you're using Zillow.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm so sorry. That's what it is.
How do you think I know? You think I've taught maybe thousands of people how to do this the right way?
Yeah.
Don't go on Zillow. It's a waste of your time. How does Zillow tell you that somebody has no equity? Does Zillow tell you somebody doesn't have any equity?
No way.
No.
Yeah, true.
So why would I go on a format or a platform that can't show me that people are already existing in pain? So let's think about this. Let's say I'm a mechanic. Okay, you missed this example too. Just want to let you know. You got to go back and rewatch this.
Yeah.
Let's say you're a mechanic. Should you go and call everybody that just bought a brand new car?
Mhm.
Yes or no? Hi, my name's Pace. I'm a car mechanic. I see you just bought a brand new car and drove it off the car lot. I'd like to offer my services to you.
Yeah. You don't need.
Pace, I don't know why I'm calling these people with cars and they're saying no to me. I'm trying to start my car mechanic company and nobody wants my services. Man, what are you doing wrong? What are you doing wrong? That doesn't make any sense. You know how many times I've heard this? It's because you're just calling crap on Zillow.
Correct.
Tomorrow, I'm going to show you guys exactly how to pull a list and how to send a text message to the real estate agent so you don't have to call them. You think you should show up on time tomorrow?
Yeah, I will. Definitely.
Are you
Take
sure?
my word.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, bro. Thank you for helping me reiterate the thing that you showed up late for. And I'm not mad about it. I think a lot of people probably got value because some people show up a couple of hours late and that's perfectly fine. I'm okay with it. I like to have fun when I teach too. I hope you understand that.
Yeah, totally.
You think I've taught this a couple of times?
No, I've seen one or a couple of videos, but I've not followed your Zoom calls anytime. This is the first time I'm coming.
Yeah, because you're busy on Zillow.
True. I think I wasted a lot of time there, multiple years, but then I realized that
Yeah.
it's not taking me anywhere.
Yeah. You guys are wasting your time learning from people who ain't doing the business.
Yeah.
Okay. So, by the way, tonight we're going to send out a cool recording for you guys from the agent that I'm meeting tonight. And what I'm going to do tomorrow is tonight, I'm going to go on an appointment. Okay. And this appointment that I'm going on tonight, I'm going to go through the contract, record the entire thing and give it away to everybody tomorrow. Okay. Sound good? Now, how do I get this recording, Pace? How do I get the recording of you going to the agent and the seller tonight? I'm going on an appointment tonight for the people that showed up late. How do I get that? If you show up in the first 3 minutes of tomorrow, why do I want to incentivize you to be on time? Because then you won't ask these questions an hour and a half into the webinar that we already covered for 30 minutes at the beginning. I got to incentivize you and trick you to show up on time so I can actually stay on target. Okay, cool. So we've already shown you how to find these opportunities. And I also highlighted how you guys are all wasting your time. How many people appreciate and also have probably done the same thing? You've called agents just off Zillow because, hi, would your seller let me take over the payments?
So, Pace, you may have covered all this already, but I wanted to ask, let's say we find a property, but how do we approach the owner? We won't get owner information unless your software has that.
Did I not tell you I'm going to do that literally tomorrow?
Okay. All right. Got it.
Did I say that? Yes or no?
I didn't hear that. So if you said that, that sounded good.
Bro, what?
I love it, man.
Bro, what?
No, I got it now. Understood.
Holy shit. I want to give you a hug. Like you just need a hug, bro. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, Jerry and T, I'm going back to you. I got to kick him out of here because I think somebody paid him to tease me today. I think that's exactly why he's on here. Okay, so Jerry and Tia, where are we stuck now? What are we thinking? We got to figure out what are we going to do with this house, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are some things I can do with the house? It's a higher payment, so I can do a couple of things. So let's walk through it. So I'm going to pause the side chat.
4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. Our
Mhm.
lovely, what we love to do, I know your style is co-living, but is it in the area for co-living?
That's a good question, Jerry. Thank you for that. So here's the thing is like, if I have a house, okay, somebody just hands a house to me and I get it for free, which is what I'm getting this house for. I'm getting this house for free, but next month I have a $3,500 payment. Okay, well, man, I got a couple of choices. If I'm brand new, listen to me. I'm thinking this. This is what I'm thinking if I'm brand new. I'm going to say this 3 times. If I'm brand new, which is 99% of you, I'm thinking I got to assign this to someone else, which is wholesale this to someone else, which is also get a finder's fee to somebody else. I got to say this 3 different ways to get everybody to understand it. They didn't even understand it until I said finder's fee. Okay. Some understood it at wholesale, and almost nobody understood it as assignment. The legal term for this is assigning this to someone else. So I take the contract and I sign it to somebody else and I get paid a wholesale fee, which is also a finder's fee. Give me a yes. You guys understand this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Everybody in the side chat, we understand this. So the average SubTo deal assignment fee is about $15,000 to $20,000. Now, ask yourself this question. Are there families out there like you guys, maybe in the side chat, are there people, Claudia says double closing in Oklahoma or a lease option in Oklahoma, Claudia, or just get a license, right? Adrian Luviano. Okay, you haven't followed me long enough. I got to pause the side chat. You guys are wild. Liliana says, hey, Pace, as a real estate agent, how do I get into this deals? I mean, like this gets sellers suffering with his payments. Okay, cool. Let me ask you, Lillian, you have been completely ruined by your broker, first and foremost. Liliana, how you doing? We'll let her come on here if she can figure out how to unmute herself. It's tough to figure it out. I understand it. It really can be tough to figure that out. Okay. Adrian Luviano. Okay. And tomorrow, what I'll do is I'll show you. Are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So let me ask you a question. What keeps you from doing these deals as a real estate agent?
No, I just get my license for real estate and I want to start getting these people, how I get these
Okay, so
contracts.
let me answer the question for you. You had a really bad feedback going, so I'm going to mute you. I apologize for that, but I'm going to ask you this question. Real estate agents in the side chat, every real estate agent here, when you guys go to the grocery store, do you buy groceries as a real estate agent or do you buy groceries as a mom? I know it's a weird question, but answer it in side chat. Mom. But hold on, but you're a real estate agent. Doesn't everything you do involve you being a real estate agent? Don't you just show your license everywhere you go? Okay. Why does being an agent have anything to do with you buying, flipping, wholesaling, anything? It is not real estate agent behavior. You are not listing a property. You are not representing a seller. You are not representing a buyer. You are a real estate investor and your license has nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. And if your broker, okay, if your broker is having a hard time with it, then switch brokers. Your broker sucks. I don't go to the grocery store going, hi, I'm a real estate agent. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Same thing when I'm buying a property. I don't need to be a real estate agent to buy a property. That doesn't make any sense. Why would I go, well, I'm an agent, so how do I do this differently? Right? It's like going to the grocery store going, I'm an agent. How do I buy groceries differently? It is literally the same thing. Why do I need to be an agent to buy real estate? I don't. I don't need a license. I don't need an agent to help me, represent me. I don't need an agent for any reason whatsoever. 0 times. What about cash buyer pays? Same thing. What do I need an agent for when I am buying a property? When I am buying a property, what do I need an agent for? I'm waiting. Even you agents, tell me. Okay. Corey Meyerson says, Pace, I don't want to get fried. Guys, why do you guys think I'm actually mad? I'm not actually mad. Do you guys understand I have to entertain while I educate? If you guys think I'm really mad, you guys are not appreciating the art it takes to keep people's attention. Corey, how you doing?
Oh, not too bad, man. How you doing?
Good. Can you give me a little bit more specific? Like when you guys are like, I would need my handheld. Bro, you're just a couple of hours into the training. We're giving you ideas. We're showing you what the process is. I'm not putting you into action steps until tomorrow. So what do you mean hold your hand?
I've watched so much of your content. I think the more I get into it, the more I oh my gosh. It's a lot. It's a lot.
No, it's not a lot. What it is you're allocating more time watching and no time doing. You literally have taken zero action.
You know what? I was just talking with Tanya today.
Hold on, let's stay on topic. You agree? You are taking zero action. You're just watching videos.
Yes. And I don't have questions that need good answers yet. I don't even know.
There you go. It's just like learning a language or doing anything else, right? And
right.
Have I ever been somebody that doesn't give steps?
No, not at all. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So I give steps, right? How about we do it together tomorrow?
I'm here, man. Yeah.
Will you actually do it though?
Yes.
Like if I'm doing it live with you, will you do it in conjunction with me?
1000%.
Are you sure?
1000%. I'm gonna go on Deal Sauce tonight and look up all this stuff that
guys, I'll even pull lists for you. And I don't even need you to sign up for Deal Sauce. Do you want me to, if I pulled lists for you guys and I made this so absolutely easy, would you guys all take action tomorrow?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Do we all agree that we need less questions and just like way more action?
Uh-huh.
Should we spend the next couple of days just taking action? Do you guys want to do that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's do this. Do me a favor. Let's stay on topic. Let's not ask wild questions in the side chat. We already established at the beginning, and here we are still. Corey's like, please, not on topic. Hold my hand. Okay. Guys, let's stay on topic. I want to talk about how we're going to get this house to make money. And tomorrow, all we're going to do is take action. Yes, guys, I have students in 29 countries. Does that answer your question about where you live? If I have students in 29 countries, does that answer your question of where you live? If I have students in 29 countries, does that answer your question about where you live? Don't ask it again. I'm not mad, by the way. I just have to like put a nail in the coffin. Okay, cool. All right, awesome. Let's get back to this house specifically. Claudia says, how do you make money on the deal on the deal at hand? That's what we're talking about right now. So let's get back to it. Okay, and then we'll wrap up, and I'll give you guys a good recording tonight, and then we'll be back tomorrow. We'll actually take action tomorrow. Okay, so I could do a couple of things, right? We just talked about wholesaling it. I could wholesale the deal. Claudia, who just asked, how do I make money on the deal at hand? I already started answering it. She might have missed that. So the first one is I want to get a finder's fee. Okay, so a finder's fee is about $15,000 to $20,000 on these deals. This is how a lot of my students are making, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a month, is they're just finding a dozen of these deals and they're crushing it. Okay, who's buying this deal? It might not even cash flow. Who would buy a house that doesn't cash flow? Jerry and Tia, who would buy it? Let's see here. Jerry and Tia, it doesn't sound like you guys own your own houses. Is that correct?
I do. Yes.
Oh, you do? Okay, cool. So thank you, Tia. Tia, how much does your property currently cash flow?
Well, I have two, and I did the
zero. Nothing. You pay. It's not making you money.
You live in it.
You live in it. Yeah.
It doesn't cash flow. You didn't buy it to cash flow, did you?
No, but
I bought it because you could afford the payment and you want to raise your family and you want to have good memories there. That's why you bought the house, correct?
Correct.
Cool. So do you think that maybe there's like 50,000 people in every city that are also buying houses that don't cash flow, they want to raise their families in?
Sure. Yes.
Okay, cool. So let's think about this. So let's say I just got a house, 4 bed, 3 bath, 2,500 square foot, which is what we've been talking about for 2 hours. Okay. And I have a 4% interest rate, and it doesn't require a credit check, and it doesn't require bank approval, and it doesn't require any of that stuff. Doesn't even require a W-2. Do you think that there's somebody that I could go on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, or a dozen of other sites next door, or whatever all the other websites are, and just say, hey, I have a 4% rate in this city. If you're willing to pay me $20,000, I'll let you take over the house. Could you just assign this deal for $20,000?
Yeah.
But what if it doesn't cash flow? Are there buyers that don't care about cash flow?
Yes.
There are more buyers that don't care about cash flow than are buyers that care about cash flow. How do I know that? Because like 97% of freaking houses that are owned, okay, are homeowners that are raising families. They're not renting the property out. They live there. They raise families. They don't care about cash flow. You think there's more homeowners or more real estate investors in the country?
Homeowners.
Investors.
Hundreds of millions of people are homeowners. 17 million people are investors. It's not even 6% of the country are real estate investors.
Mm.
So you tell me, is it going to be easier to find a real estate investor or family that wants to move in this house? Do you think that there's maybe a plumber, an electrician, or somebody that gets paid under the table that might want to buy this house that can't qualify for a mortgage? It's like, are you kidding me? One, if I could qualify for a mortgage, I'd get a 6.25% rate. You're going to give me a 4% rate and all I got to give you is 20 grand. Are there thousands and thousands and thousands of families right now that can't buy a house because interest rates are high and credit checks might destroy them because they have a cash only business or they just started? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Jason says wraps. Jason, we're not talking about wraps to this audience, sadly. This is just, how do you find them? Angela, I just told you. How many people would buy a house like this right now? Okay. Have I answered the question of how I could make money on this property? Have I answered the question of how I could make money on this property? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You know, somebody's going to ask me in a minute, how do I make money though? Okay. Renee, you're asking a little bit too technical of a question for a free training. I can't get into that, sadly. I wish. Okay. How do I make money? Okay. People just, dude, now you guys are just trying to tease me, which is just honestly not cool. I don't like to be teased. I like to be doing the teasing. Okay. So Tia, you don't make any money on your house, which means that you would be willing to buy a house with no cash flow. That's kind of crazy. So I know that I could find buyers here, right? Most of my students find them on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist. They find them on ksl.com. Pace, what is that website? I just told you, ksl.com. What about there's 1,000 different places, okay? 1,000 different places that you can find these, okay? Or you could list them. You guys could also list them for rent to own on Zillow, okay? You just take a house, you put it up on market, and you go rent to own. People call you, go, hey, I'm interested. And you go, no problem. You could just take the house with a 4% rate, give me a $20,000 finder's fee, and you can take the contract. That's it. That's literally it. Oh my gosh. So simple. Okay. So that's one way we can make money. That's not what I'm actually going to do on this deal. So could I take a finder's fee on this deal? Yes or no, side chat. Yes or no. Could I take a finder's fee on this deal right now that you guys are going to see all the recordings on? Yes or no? Okay, cool. So have we answered the question of where we can make money? We sure have. All right, awesome. Now I'm going to pause the side chat for a second. The second thing I can do is I could keep the property in my portfolio, and I've got to make the decision of how I'm going to make the money. So this property, let's think about this. It's 2,400 square feet. The house, write this down. This is a good note to take down. The house determines the exit strategy, not you. The house determines the exit strategy, not you. The house determines the exit strategy, not you. What does that mean? If the property is 2,400 square feet, 4 bed, 3 bath, I already know it is, let's say it's not in an HOA. I already know this is a co-living property that I would turn into. I would take this property and I would turn this into probably a 10 bed, 3 bath house. And I would probably bring in like $9,100 a month on a property I'm paying $3,500 a month on. Do we understand how we make money? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So
when you say turn it into it,
yeah.
there's obviously some construction or renovation costs.
Yeah, that's what real estate investors do, my friend. So you're thinking right now, I don't want to do this with any money. Then assign the deal, Tia. If you're not ready to do the construction, then assign the deal to a family that wants to live in the house, or assign the deal to somebody who is doing co-living, is like, yeah, I'm ready to buy. Do you know there's actually real estate investors that actually put money out of pocket to buy real estate?
Yeah.
Like hundreds of thousands, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands are like, hey, I want to buy real estate. And they actually put real money out of their pocket. It's called the Burr strategy. They teach it on Bigger Pockets. They have 2 million members. There's a lot of people that will gladly buy this deal from you to turn this into a co-living, and they will pay for the construction. So if your thought is, well, I don't have the money to turn this into co-living and there's construction involved, that's a problem because I don't have the money for that. Well, you want to hear another way to solve that problem, Tia? Here's another way to solve that problem. Why don't you, option 3, why don't you wedge into a deal with somebody like me? Think about this. If you brought a deal like this to me, Tia, and you were one of my students, okay? And you said, hey, Pace, I got this house. I don't know how to raise the money for the construction. I don't know how to manage tenants. I also don't know how to do the construction, and I'm fearful of about 500 other things. What if I bring this deal to you? Could you pay me $5,000 fee up front plus 15% ownership of the deal, and you go take 85% of the deal and run the raise of the capital, the management, and the construction? Is there something like that that would maybe potentially exist inside my community, Tia?
Yes.
Yes. So do you need to really worry about raising money, managing the construction, or any of that kind of stuff? Yes or no?
No.
No.
No. So is there a solution for that? Yes or no?
Yeah, I'm assuming yes.
Yes, there is, of course. Was that your worry? Because every single minute that every investor is listening to me, they're like, but I don't want to put any money out of pocket. Pace talked about no money out of pocket. I got 1,000 different, okay? I got 1,000 different ways to do that. Okay, makes sense?
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I wedge with people all the time. That RV park I just showed you, I took 40%, my student took 60. I brought $1.7 million in cash to their RV park that we bought for $5 million on seller finance. And I'm the one that raised the money. I'm the one that brings the operation, and the student brought the deal, and they got paid 60% of the deal.
How can I sign up?
Your brain and your limiting mindset and the environment that you've been in has not exposed you to the possibilities of partnering with other people. Do we agree with that?
100%.
Yeah.
Cool. Mohammed says, where should I send you the deal? Bro, I'm sorry. I'm not doing deals with people outside my community. I'm so sorry. And Mohammed, you're going to send me a lead that you want me to do all the work. That's perfectly fine. But that's what my YouTube's for. If you want to learn from me, go to my YouTube channel. You want to do deals with me, be in my community. Okay. So there's a fourth way to do this. Okay. Tia and Jerry, there's a fourth way to do this. This is kind of cool. There's like 25 different ways to do this. Right. I could do co-living. I could do Section 8. I could do a whole bunch of things. Okay. What if there's an HOA and I don't want to do, this is why the house determines the exit strategy, not me. If there's no HOA, co-living's easy. If there's an HOA, they don't want co-living. So what do I got to do? If I got a property with a big payment, what would I do if I decided I'm not going to assign this for a finder's fee? I don't want the 20 grand right now. I want to own a property. What's another thing I could do? There's an HOA, Tia. What do I do? The HOA is going to be mad at me. You do midterm rental. Midterm rentals like insurance contracts. Like my house flooded yesterday upstairs in my kitchen. Luckily, I got a big enough house that I'm not displaced, but I had a washer that went bad and like flooded everywhere. We got to do a bunch of construction in our house. Most people that have a flood, guess what they do? Their insurance company takes them out of the house and goes and rents a house for them for 3, 6, 9, or even a couple of times 2 years before the house is completely fixed. Where do those people go? They go to hotels? No, they go to midterm rentals. And so what happens is you furnish a house like this and you rent it out to an insurance company for 3 times the regular rent. I could probably rent that thing out for like $7,000 or $8,000 to an insurance client. That's called a midterm rental. Okay. A good place to find furnished rentals is furnishedfinder.com. It's where all my students are putting their houses. So you see like 80% of the houses on furnishedfinder.com. I just said it for a second time. Now I'm going to say it a third time. Furnishedfinder.com, like furnish the property, furnishedfinder.com for Elijah, the guy that needs me to say things 4 times. Furnishedfinder.com, 80% of the properties on there are my students that are going on there and putting their houses on there for insurance companies to rent or data center companies to rent. And they're renting at 3 times the rental rate. Why? Because they want temporary rentals that are already furnished, that they can put a doctor, a nurse, an insurance client, a data center worker, or whatever it is into one of these houses. That makes sense what that type of client is?
Mhm.
Pretty
Yes.
interesting, right? There's 1,000 different ways to make money on this house. 1,000. But what is another way I could do? I could make money. I could do a lease option and a wrap. That's a highly technical strategy that I don't teach. I can teach it all day long on YouTube. It's just going to confuse most of you guys. So we're not going to talk about that. You know what I'm doing in this house and who the buyer is I'm taking to the property is? It's my dad. You can find houses for your friends and your family members. My dad is now turning 70. He can't work anymore. And so I'm buying the house. I'm going to cover the payment in insurance, taxes, and whatever. And I'm going to eat the cost of that house out of my pocket so I can cover my parents' living expenses for the rest of their life. Okay. My parents have been renting a house for the last 20 years. So I could just go drop $400,000 on a house in cash. Is that a smart use of my money?
Mm.
Or would I just rather take over a house that's 4-bed, 3-bath house and my parents could still have Thanksgiving gatherings and Christmas and those types of things and has a nice little pool in the house and my parents walk in there with no money out of pocket? Could I also do that if I really wanted to? Yes. There's an infinite amount of ways that you could make money on these houses. Has this been helpful?
Yeah.
Tia. Oh, she left. Tia left. She's like, pace is going too long. It's 2 hours. People can't handle 2 hours anymore. Jerry, was this super helpful today?
100% super helpful. Can't wait for the next day.
Okay, so guys, tomorrow we're gonna come back exactly the same time. So 3 o'clock Arizona time. So that's 3 o'clock West Coast, 4 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. Guys, I'm not answering any questions today. You're asking questions out of order. We've already established that. Okay, so tomorrow we're gonna take action.
Yeah.
We're gonna take action tomorrow. Okay?
6 o'clock Eastern time. You got cut off.
Yep. So 5 o'clock Central Time, 6 o'clock Eastern. We're going to start right on time. The people that show up in the first 3 minutes are going to get the recording of my appointment tonight. How many people are going to show up on time?
Me.
Okay. Very cool. So we're gonna give you guys that recording tomorrow. First 3 minutes. Don't be late. Anybody that's in the SubTo Gator top tier TC or Zero Down community tonight, we have a Zoom in 52 minutes. I'll see you guys on that Zoom in 52 minutes. We're going to be talking with some really cool people from Bigger Pockets and just kind of hanging out for a little bit. And we'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, but we're going to take action tomorrow. We're not going to teach you. We're going to actually do it. And if I really can pull off like a miracle, if I pulled 5,000 leads tomorrow and I gave them out and we broke you guys into like groups, I do this with the SubTo community all the time. So I'm thinking, how do I do this with you knuckleheads? Because I want to make sure we do it where like everybody's on time. If nobody's on time, I have a hard time with it. But if I pulled like 5,000 lists, okay, so you guys don't have to pull the list and you guys don't have to spend any money because I know spending money makes you guys are allergic to it, breaks you out in hives. I will pull a list that we can give you guys tomorrow. Okay. And I will show you the scripts and then I'll show you how to submit leads. Okay.
Yeah. Very
Sound
cool.
good?
Sounds amazing. I need to go sign up for SubTo and see how I can get on there.
Don't worry about that. Let's give you a bunch of free value this week. Okay, guys. So let's go into tomorrow having a great time. We're going to show up on time. I'm not going to address or even